The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we're on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee and Sun City Radio Sketa, Saboba FM Saboba, and A1 Radio, Bolgatanga. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, first Deputy Speaker Joseph Osei-Owusu downplays impact of MP losses on parliamentary proceedings despite the booting of notable majority members in the just ended NPP primaries.
People are generally responsible, generally, if it's about the parties or government policy position, yes. But of course, if we don't have our numbers, we will defer the decision day.
Also, the Electoral Commission says no winner was declared in the Yendi contest.
They were counting the first candidate ballot when some people ran into the system. They started destroying the ballot papers.
In business,
government records 121.4% oversubscription of T-bills as interest rates fall for the fourth consecutive time this year.
And later, the Electricity Company of Ghana to determine whether an implementation of the 15% value-added tax on electricity is possible.
We are saying there should be a broad stakeholder conversation where, one, if it's going to be implemented, how are we going to do it to make it across board? If it's going to be fixed, it's not going to be fixed.
Details of these stories and more with me, Mami Sinyamiche Thompson, where your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. And here at the election headquarters, work in Parliament will not be affected despite significant number of majority members losing their seats. That's according to First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Joseph Osei-Owusu, after 28 members on the majority side lost their bid to contest in the December 2024 elections and in the just ended parliamentary primaries of the party. This has led to fears that work in the House, including government business, will be badly influenced. But the Deputy Speaker and Member of Parliament for Bekwai disagrees. Before we hear from him, my colleague Blessed Suga takes a look at some of the members who fell in the following report.
There were heavy casualties in the battle for parliamentary seats in the New Patriotic Party's constituencies. The areas up for contest had incumbent members of parliament facing stiff opposition from other aspirants. In all, 28 incumbent members of parliament lost their seats, bringing to an end their bid to return to parliament next year. Sarah Adja Safo is included in that list of incumbent MPs who lost their seats.
Basically, I'm excited. The Omiko Abenya people have decided, local people, the constituents themselves are fed up with the honorable member of parliament, and that is what has been translated in this vote. Going forward, I think what we have to do as a party is to unite all of them, the three candidates and their followers, and we'll make sure we break the 8.
For now, Aaron Mike Okoye Jr. has the arduous task of securing the next electoral victory for the New Patriotic Party. Ashanti region, the stronghold of the party, also witnessed a shake-up. Eugene Entry, outspoken member of parliament for Subin, who called for the removal of Ken Ofori-Atta as finance minister, is heading home way earlier than he would have imagined. Tina Na Ayele Mensah, deputy health minister. Bright Reku Probe, Gifty Chum Ampofo, deputy minister for education. Frida Prempe, minister for sanitation and water resources. And Lariba Abudu.
Well, that was a report by my colleague Blessed Suga. But first, Deputy Speaker Joseph Owusu disagrees that the huge losses will affect work in the House.
Generally, once we give the date and we sufficiently remind people, they come to help. It is the day-to-day business that we have challenges. When unexpected challenges thrown, people are generally responsible. Generally, if it's about the parties or government policy position, yes. However, but of course, if we don't have our numbers, we will defer the decision day.
Well, in the Yendi contest, the Electoral Commission says no winner was declared due to disruptions during the counting process. Already, the two candidates, Farouk Mahama and Abibata Shani, have both declared themselves winners after the contest. But Director of Electoral Services, Dr. Srebo Kweku, told my colleague MFR Pau on the probe last night that there was no winner.
According to our officers, they had finished sorting out they have stacked them according to their candidates. So they were counting the first candidate ballot when some people ran into the seat and they started destroying the ballot papers.
So is it the case that there was no declaration at the end of the day when it comes to the Yendi votes?
Yes, so the feedback from the region is that we were not able to declare the results there.
But they do not know who actually won. So the counting process did not conclude for us to know who actually won for declaration to be done.
Exactly, so as far as the commission is concerned.
Well, Mr. Schreiber rates the NPP on high on the organization of the contest.
Do you have cause for concern when it comes to your supervision of the other constituencies?
I think all the other places were smoothly run. We had all the support from the party and the state delegates and the security services. So we didn't have any difficulty in declaring the results of the others.
So on a scale of 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, how would you say in terms of your supervision and the conduct by the NPP itself? How would you rate yesterday's elections, you'd say?
I think we were successful by more than 99%.
Well, away from politics, the Chieftaincy Minister Stephen Asamoah Boateng is set to engage key stakeholders, including the Boko Naba, the Asantehene, and other community leaders in an effort to seek a sustainable resolution to the Boko conflict. The renewed clashes in the area have tragically claimed 13 lives, prompting urgent intervention. The minister is hastening efforts with these chiefs to ensure that terrorists don't take advantage of the situation.
Most of the criminal activities have moved away from Boko Central. It's gone to the outskirts, in Duri. But we're trying to, you see, we don't want to be overstretched in Boko alone. We have the whole northern border with Burkina Faso. It's a worry to all of us. If we're not careful, the jihadists, they can spring anywhere, anytime. Otunfo is handling the underlying chieftaincy matter. My hope and my prayer is that they listen to Otunfo. I will see him as soon as he comes back. And I will be talking to Boko Naba, we'll be talking to Nairi, and see where the common ground is, and we can arrive at that.
Stephen Asamoah Boateng is the Minister of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. Now, the Electricity Company of Ghana has indicated it will conclude a stakeholder consultation on government's intended tax on electricity in 3 weeks. The Finance Minister has in a letter asked the ECG to implement a value-added tax on consumers beyond the lifeline threshold starting January 1st, 2024. The ECG has since questioned the motive behind the framing of the said law. Speaking on Newsfile on Saturday, Managing Director of ECG Samuel Dubik Mahama says his outfit has begun a stakeholder consultation on the matter, and that should end in 3 weeks.
Members of this law to find out exactly what the thinking was. So we are saying there should be a broad stakeholder conversation where, one, if it's going to be implemented, how are we going to do it to make it across board? If it's going to be fixed, it's not going to be fixed.
How soon do you expect that you finish your work on this?
We are going to have some conversations in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But however it goes, definitely will. But clearly, if we are going to implement, there will be an announcement.
Away from the 3 West African junta-led states, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, say they are leaving the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The decision by the 3 countries, announced in a joint statement, was read out on a Niger national television. This one, the following report.
Since the coups and despite the sanctions, negotiations, and threat of military intervention, the military leaders have failed to provide a clear timetable to return the countries to constitutional rule. Instead, they have hardened their rhetoric against ECOWAS and accused it of being influenced by external powers. The 3 countries have also cut military and cooperation ties with former colonial master France and turned to Russia for security support. The 3 military leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have argued that they want to restore security before organizing elections as the 3 Sahel nations struggle to
But the West African Network for Peace Building is asking ECOWAS to disregard the announcement by the 3 countries. Chukwuemeka Eze is the Executive Director of WANEP.
ECOWAS should disregard that on the basis of the fact that the foundation itself is faulty, which is a decision that is made by a junta.
Well, there's a statement from the ECOWAS on the matter. My colleague Samuel Mbora has details. What does it say?
Mame, the ECOWAS Commission says it is aware of statements on the national televisions of Mali and Niger about Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger's decision to withdraw from ECOWAS. However, no formal notification has been received. The Commission indicates that following the authority of heads of states and government's directive, it is actively engaging in restoring constitutional order in these countries. Despite the announcements, ECOWAS is emphasizing that there will be continued importance of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger within the community, and expresses commitment to finding a negotiated solution to the political situation and assures it will provide further updates as the situation develops.
Thank you very much, Samuel Imbura. And on that note, we end the bulletin in our top story. First Deputy Speaker Joseph Osei downplays impact of MP losses on parliamentary proceedings despite the booting of notable majority members in the just ended primaries. I'm Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
Is over. It's the Clash of Titans. The Total Energies African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here. And as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. So drive to selected service stations and kickstart your year with lots of amazing giveaways. So starting Sunday 14th January, when you buy fuel or lubricants on selected match days from selected Total Energy service stations, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies African Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stocks last. Visit our social media pages Total Energies GH for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Let's live football together.
The boys are lined up looking for an opening. They are charging forward from our three. Kuku has his eye on the cashier, but Yo gets there first. He taps, and he scores!
Win your ticket to glory with the ABSA Card Assist. Tap to pay with your ABSA debit or credit card, and you could win an unforgettable Premier League experience in the UK or any of over 50 consolation prizes such as home appliances and shopping vouchers. It's time to tap your way to the Premier League with your ABSA card. ABSA, the official banking partner of the Premier League. Terms and conditions apply.
Millennium Insurance has enhanced its motor insurance policy cover to make life more comfortable for you, our valued clients, and in the event of vehicle breakdown whilst on the road. To ensure your safety and that of your vehicle, Millennium Insurance will ensure that your broken down vehicle is towed to a safe place within 1 hour of call and 30 kilometers radius from the place of breakdown. This service is absolutely free. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner, is on standby to be of service to you. Contact us now on 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821, 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Intuitive navigation. Navigate through an array of revamped categories that cater to all interests. Join the conversation with our interactive comments section. Get live TV,
confidence of the football
radio,
they can actually borrow,
and podcast of your favorite TV and radio shows on Joy and Adom platforms. Powerful search. Find any story with ease with a simple click. Access precisely what you're looking for. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
Breaking news. Vodafone Ghana is becoming Telecel. Stay tuned.
Hello? Yeah,
Kofi, Charlie, we spoke about going to Imperial for our motor insurance today.
Shit, are you the one to remind me? I am at Imperial already.
What?
I told you about their motor insurance promo, right?
Yeah.
This time it is reloaded, my brother.
Wow.
Imperial General is saying, come insure with them from now till the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards. 4 coupons, special souvenirs, gift vouchers, and many, many more. And here's the catch. During this reward period, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover, my brother. And now, you can also get brand new tires and other car accessories as well. It is really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just insure your car and you are done.
Hey, Charlie, I can even do it online and still get my reward.
Oh yes, don't slow. Talk to your broker, agent, or call us on 0577 667 436 for further details. You can also follow us on all our socials. T's and C's apply. Imperial General Assurance. Solid protection.
Linguist. So it was a big weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh, it's Pius. Sure. You see where my mind is. Listen to one of the winners from Saturday.
I am the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the politics of Adanse. I remain the champion.
The KT Hammond himself.
Yeah,
he's spoken.
your sector minister.
Yeah, my trades and industry minister. Yeah.
Okay. So he won.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one. But there were some big upsets as well.
Yeah.
Very big upsets. In fact, this person pulled off quite an upset. To everybody's, not everybody, but to many people's surprise.
I hereby declare Michael Aaron Okwe Jr. as the parliamentary candidate-elect for Domikwa Abenya constituency of the NPP.
I feel very good because I know this battle belongs to God.
But the writings were clear on the wall, could you? We're in there.
I don't know. I didn't know what to think when the vetting committee actually approved for her to run again. I didn't know what the party really thought of her behavior. I thought, maybe they are okay with it.
Well, could it be also that, the party deliberately did that so that the electorates or the delegates at the end of the day would decide?
Why?
Well,
if the party has a standard, if they have standards, and if certain things are unacceptable, the party should signal that from the vetting process. Otherwise, why vet them?
Mind you, they were looking for the numbers at the time. So
what they wanted was for a big payday for their delegates. That's what they really wanted.
Yeah.
Anyway, today we talk about this and more.
Great.
But of course, it's time for the Joy Business Report. And before that, we give thanks to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. As well as Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. They're the ones who brought us the 6 a.m. news. Piers and the team now with the Joy Business Report.
A great morning to you. Warm welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, government records 121.4% oversubscription of treasury bills as interest rates fall for the fourth consecutive time this year. Also in this bulletin, Ghana remains in debt distress despite ongoing International Monetary Fund program to restructure its loans. In this bulletin as well, Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana to announce policy rate for the next 2.5 months as there are expectations of a drop in the rate. Plus, Bank of Ghana approves recapitalization plans submitted by undercapitalized banks as the banks have 3 years to reach 13% capital adequacy ratio. We have details of these and many others lined up for you. Please stay. Always a delight to come your way. I am Pius Kojo Baka. To our very first story. Government recorded 121.4% oversubscription of Treasury bill sale following the inflow of the second tranche of the International Monetary Fund program. That's according to the Treasury auction by the Bank of Ghana. More in this report.
The latest auction of the short-term financial instruments indicated a high demand by investors, largely banks. About 2.83 billion cedis of the bids came from the 91-day bill, representing approximately 50.6% of the total bids. The uptake was 2.72 billion cedis. For the 182-day T-bill, 1.532 billion cedis were tendered, but 1.531 billion cedis were accepted. The 364-day bill saw all the bids worth 1.234 billion cedis accepted. Meanwhile, the yield on the 91-day bill fell by 29 basis points to 28.59%. That of the 182-day bill also dipped to 31.09% from the previous weeks of 31.39%. The one-year bill also took a nosedive to 31.79% from the previous 31.99%.
A Business Desk report. Now, the International Monetary Fund says Ghana remains in debt distress with its status classified as unsustainable. This was contained in the fund's staff report issued to the Executive Board to aid the country's program review. George Yafe has the rest of the story.
It was the expectation of some analysts that after government completed the domestic debt exchange program, that should have impacted on Ghana's debt position. But it appears the IMF still sees Ghana's debt situation as worrying, describing it as unsustainable. The development has also sent some interesting signals to the market, with some arguing that maybe Ghana has to do more when it comes to restructuring its debts. This should mean that government may also have to push hard when it comes to restructuring of the bilateral debts, as well as the Eurobond and the ones held by commercial creditors. Well, the warning by the IMF is coming at a time that government is working to restructure some $13 billion Eurobond debt. It closed negotiations with the commercial creditors in London last week. Others also want to argue that maybe the report was based on developments last year. Therefore, things might have changed by. But for many, the biggest question here is that could Ghana be forced to undertake another debt restructuring to fast-track the process and bring its debts to sustainable levels very soon?
George Yafe with that report. More on the IMF and the release of the $600 million second tranche funding should see major projects halted across the country to restart. That is the expectation of economist Dr. Patrick Esumane. He is of the view that more funding from other donor agencies will follow, which would be targeted at projects that would directly impact economic growth. Dr. Esumane has been speaking to Joy Business.
Before we could get the second tranche, we had to get to some agreement with the external creditors, the bilateral external creditors. And I think because of those negotiations, some of the projects have been put on hold. So we expect that once we conclude those ones, those projects will resume, and that should help with that. And then don't forget, we have a substantial shortfall in our budget, and we are not under the IMF program. We can't take on any more commercial loans. We can't go and do Eurobonds. So in some sense, this is going to help plug the hole. So you shouldn't expect anything extraordinary except what has been put in the 2024 budget.
Dr. Patrick Esumane is an economist. To one of our headline stories, all is set for the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana to announce a policy rate for the next 2.5 months. This is coming after the committee met to review developments in the economy. Ahead of the announcement, some analysts and research firms expect the policy rate to go down. Now, UK-based Fitch Solutions has predicted an 8.0 percentage point fall in the base lending rate of the Bank of Ghana to 22% in 2024. Here's Mike Roninga, senior Sub-Saharan Africa country risk analyst.
Easing inflation, what this will also do is it will allow the Bank of Ghana to pivot to a more lenient monetary policy stance. So we believe that the central bank in Ghana will launch a monetary easing cycle next week, cutting the policy rate by a cumulative 800 basis points in 2024, reaching 22% by the end of this year. It will obviously take time for lower interest rates to filter through to the real economy, but we anticipate that it will gradually result in stronger consumption growth in the latter half of 2024.
Mike Kuruninga is a senior Sub-Saharan Africa country risk analyst at Fitch Solutions, and average lending rate closed 2023 higher at 33.75%. That's according to data from the Bank of Ghana. This is equivalent to 2.81% per month on loans charged by the banks. However, with the expected easing in the policy rate by the Bank of Ghana, the average cost of borrowing will go down. This will stimulate private sector consumption and reduce the cost of borrowing. And the average lending rate stood at 35.85% in January 2023. Now, the Bank of Ghana has approved the recapitalization plan submitted by undercapitalized banks. That's according to the staff report by the International Monetary Fund dubbed 2023 Article 4 consultation. More in this report.
Undercapitalized banks will at a minimum inject 1/3 of the capital required annually for each of the 3 years ending in 2025 to reach a 13% capital adequacy ratio without regulatory forbearance. The BOG would therefore initiate corrective measures by the end of March 2024 against banks that fail to uphold these recapitalization requirements. In the short term, the Bank of Ghana stands ready to deploy contingency measures if needed to ensure financial sector stability. The IMF said this move will ensure that banks' capital needs have been estimated based on reasonable forward-looking assessments of losses from government debt restructuring and increases in non-performing loans. However, most banks have already submitted their recapitalization plans.
More within the banking space, and GCB Bank believes its strategy to go digital banking has reinforced its position as one of Ghana's top-tier banks with a strong market dominance. According to its managing director, Kofi Adomako, its digital approach has not only secured its position as a top-tier bank, but has also solidified its market dominance. This, he claims, has fostered a strong customer-centric approach, keeping it ahead of the curve in an ever-evolving financial sector. He spoke at the bank's 70th anniversary gala and awards.
Banking has changed significantly. Banking has been disrupted. Today, banking is driven by technology. So banks have to change. Customers are more discerning. Today, customers don't go to banks physically. Today, customers are doing their banking on their phones and their iPads and their electronic devices. So banking has to change. And GCB has noticed that. We've invested heavily in technology, and we are moving in a certain direction. That puts banking at a self-service and in the palm of the customer.
Kofi Adomako is the managing director of GCB Bank. Let's talk revenue matters, shall we? And the Ghana Revenue Authority has exceeded its tax revenue collection for last year. It mobilized more than 113 billion cedis compared to the revised target of 109 billion cedis, representing almost 50% growth over 2022. Commissioner General of the GRA, Reverend Dr. Misha Dai Owusu-Amoah, says the growth in revenue can be attributed to improved compliance activities.
So we attribute to the digitalization, we attribute to more customer service, we attribute to where we need to be aggressive, we attribute to the change in the staff attitude towards work and the eagerness to make sure that they deliver what the nation has called them to deliver. And these things are what are using the results. And then also various methods of trying to seal leakages here and there.
And the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, is calling on the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority to take advantage of exchange programs with partners in the continent to learn new international best practices. According to him, this is critical to ensure that Ghana remains the first choice for investors at the ports and various border posts. Now, speaking on behalf of the Finance Minister at this year's International Customs Week celebration in Accra, Director for Revenue Policy at the Ministry of Finance, George Winful, said this is important to deal with the growing complexities in standard operations.
It is through effective cooperation with mutual respect among partner agencies that we can create a secure and conducive environment for legitimate movement of goods across borders. I must admit, global space is fast growing with its attendant complexities. It is therefore important that customs and its partners continue to develop and implement proactive exchange programs and information to enhance their level of efficiency. Mr. Chairman, in connection with this, I wish to refer Customs Division to GRA's 4th strategic plan.
Director for Revenue Policy at the Ministry of Finance, George Winfield there. And I would like to take you to the stock market and expect the price of GCB Bank to increase due to demand for the shares. Here's Grace Monayam of Data Bank Research on how your stocks will fare on the Ghana Stock Exchange this week.
Last week's trading closed with 4 price movers of 3 Guinness and a laggard. Guinness Ghana Breweries, Cal Bank and Total Energies were the advances, while Standard Chartered Bank declined at week's close. The price gains drove the market indices higher, with the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index increasing 0.57% weekly to a year-to-date gain of 1.35%. Overall turnover totaled 1.9 million Ghana cedis after the exchange of 707,196 shares across 22 counters. MTN Ghana and Guinness Ghana Breweries were the most active counters, accounting for 54% of the weekly turnover. This week, we expect the price of GCB Bank to increase due to increasing demand for their shares. For Joy Business Reports, Grace Munanyun of Data Bank Research.
Quickly to the currency market, the cedi is going for 12 cedis 38 pesos to the US dollar in the retail market. It is selling at 15 cedis 55 pesos against the pound. It is, however, trading at 13 cedis 38 pesos to the euro. And a dash to the commodities market, crude oil increased to $83 a barrel this morning. Gold also went up by almost $8 to open trading at $2,026 an ounce. Cocoa is selling at $4,672 a ton after increasing by $47. And that's said by way of the Joy Business Report with me, Pius Kojo Baka, and your Superman is seated.
You want to give me a new name. Anyway, that was great. Thank you so much, Pius. And of course, I know you'll be staying tuned to listen to the winners and losers.
Most definitely.
Over the weekend. Yes. For some of them, more fire to them. And to others, fire burn them. Yes. Which leads me nicely to our inspirational song by Carl Clotty. Uja Fire. That's how it is. That's how it
saying
is.
something else.
Please, pardon me.
Oh, people have gone home. That's
not
not
anybody's name.
You know, there are people who will not be returning to Parliament, at least not on the ticket of the NPP.
No.
They can still decide to contest. I am not sure
Go as
they will,
independents.
but they're not going to Parliament on the ticket of the NPP. Some 28 members of Parliament who lost their seats, who lost their elections. I mean, the parliamentary primaries. So it means they're not going back to Parliament on the ticket of the NPP. Yep. Some of them surprised us. I always knew that Gideon Boako could win the Tano North. The margin is what surprised me.
That was a resounding
21. That's massive.
That was more of a voting out of Frida Prempe than even a voting in of Gideon Boako, who did a good job. Of winning.
It's just like the Dom Kwabenya for me. I got the sense that Adjoa was going to lose, but the margin was too great.
Yes, I mean, especially if you look at what she did the week before the election. But this is what I think happened in Dom Kwabenya. The delegates were bent on voting her out. So all they decided to do was to take their final piece off her before she goes.
Even after the quick one, Nancy.
I'll explain.
And I think that is... Well, I'll let you finish your explanation.
So there are times when delegates feel that you've neglected them. And now that you show up, promising to do a lot of things for them, promising that they vote you again by giving them money, they will take the money and vote you out. And that's what may have happened in Adjoa's case.
You see, the thing about Adjoa Safo's thing is that I actually think... I was shocked. I'll tell you, I wasn't shocked she lost. I was shocked that the vetting committee actually allowed her to run. That was my shock. That the party's vetting committee saw her fit to be put on the ballot. But maybe they were just thinking about the delegates, making a big payday.
The truth is, what I've picked up, what I'm learning is that the party actually could have exercised that way by disqualifying her. But if they did that also, she will play victim. Even though everybody knows that she's been unfair to even her constituents. I'm not even going to talk about the party. But the party knowing she was going to lose the main election, did not want a situation where she goes out to say, the party has been unfair to me, so I want to go as an independent candidate. And people will support it because the party was unfair. In this case, you go. You go, and then the delegates vote against you. So it's no longer... the party was unfair to me. I also thought same, that why would the party even allow her to go through the primary? Anyway, let's get to our Drive Safe campaign. We'll talk more about all of these later on the show. And Drive Safe campaign brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Imperial General Assurance Solid Protection. And our tip today says, think safety first, avoiding aggressive and inattentive driving tendencies yourself will put you in a stronger position to deal with other people's bad driving. Leave plenty of space between you and the car in front. Always lock your doors and wear your seatbelt to protect you from being thrown out of the car in a crash.
Very important.
All right, time for Say It Right, which is brought to us by Kingdom Books at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either. I say either.
There's a rather strange word that I keep hearing. Genuine. What does that even mean? I think they're trying to say genuine. 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 Which means authentic, truly what it is said to be. It can also mean real or sincere when used to describe a person. Genuine comes from the Latin word genu, which means knee. It refers to an ancient Roman custom where a father would place a child on his knee to acknowledge paternity. This later morphed into genuineness, which means natural or proper. Soon, the word genus emerged, which was used to describe birth or pedigree. That's why the word genuflect is used to describe the act of going down on one knee. All makes sense now, huh? So it's genuine, not genu. Well, now you know how to genuinely say it right. Yeah, there we go. So, on Newsfile, that before we get into the news review brought to us by Syntex Tanker, you're stronger, you're tough, and Enterprise Insurance at 100, Yafinie Promotion celebrating our legacy, securing our future. Before we get into those, on Newsfile, the MD of ECG was back, and he addressed the issue of the VAT on electricity bills again. Basically said that, look, that particular tax policy is not ready for implementation. Let's listen to him.
To find out exactly what the thinking was. So we are saying there should be a broad stakeholder conversation where, one, if it's going to be implemented, how are we going to do it to make it across board? If it's going to be fixed, it's not going to be fixed.
How soon do you expect that you finish your work on this?
We are going to have some conversations in the next 2 to 3 weeks. But however it goes, definitely will. But clearly, if we are going to implement, there would be an announcement.
Yeah, so that was Samuel Dubik Mahama. Pretty much, adding to what he said on PM Express. And I think what he's making quite clear is that even though it was slated for implementation on the 1st of January, there is still a lot that needs to happen before such a thing can be implemented. And he is making it quite clear that that lot has not happened. And so it is not yet ready for implementation. He talks about stakeholder engagement. How do you implement it in a way that actually works across board to raise revenue without being, excessively punitive on, the user? So he's being quite clear that, look, the simple consideration of the detail is yet to be done, and so the thing is not ready for implementation.
Yes, while we wait for the detail, I still think that we don't need its implementation. It's a no. We don't need VAT on electricity consumption. Why? Every little thing that today, and you see, when you say it, people would say, oh, in this country, nobody is against the payment of income tax. And I've always maintained, and it's the only reason I've supported the imposition of a 10% withholding on even betting gains, for instance. Because I say when you earn money, you must pay something to the state. Why? Why do you think that you would earn money and you don't want to pay to the state? But consistently, what we have done is to use indirect taxes. Because of our failures to collect the income taxes, we have used indirect taxes. And we are burdening people with it, unfortunately. We are burdening people with it. Today, we are being told that if you are going to register your vehicle, or if you're going to renew your roadworthy, because your vehicle is using petrol or diesel, you must pay. See, in this country, we say, oh, we have decided to go green. We, Ghana, when we don't even have the infrastructure, but that's a conversation another day. We've decided to go green, so electric vehicles. So now, when you go and pay. There's been other taxes here and there. Why do you think that the Ghanaian must be consistently burdened? Because all you think about is some tax to GDP of 18%. We were in this country. I want the authorities to do something. The people who were giving support as part of coronavirus alleviation business support scheme, CABAS, the thousands of entities that were giving, and they're given a 2-year moratorium, and then they will start paying. How many of those businesses have paid taxes to the GRA? How many of them? And these are people who are known to tax authorities. How many of them have paid taxes? Consistently, we always say we have supported a number of businesses in this country to make. How many of those businesses are paying taxes to the GRA?
Good question.
I mean, should that be my job? And so if today we talk about the fact that we're not collecting enough direct taxes, all we're doing is to finding ways. I mean, go to the ports and look at how much people have to pay before they bring even things into the country. Just because we need money.
In the meantime, 6 days ago, remember, organized labor demanded the immediate withdrawal of the letter asking for the VAT to be implemented. So I guess one more day, or today's the deadline, we'll see what labor does, because from my end, I haven't had any response from government. I don't know if you've heard anything?
No, I haven't. I haven't. Anyway, let's get into the papers. But as for this one, I support Labour 100%.
I still think the minority is not taking advantage of these things.
Well,
they are not milking the opportunity to rally the people on their side. If they really want to win an election, that's their job. They are supposed to, make people feel that they are fighting for them, not sitting back and letting Labour and the media do their job for them.
Let's get to the daily graphic for today. And the big one here, NPP Primaries, 10 ministers asked. So they lost. 7 deputies, 3 substantive ministers. Gender, Children and Social Protection Minister. She lost in Wale Wale by 5 votes. Hers was close.
Painful.
But I think she should have seen it coming. She should have seen it coming. I mean, it's one of the areas that I was very surprised. I didn't expect Tia Kabiru Mahama to win. But he ended up winning. Joseph Kujo in Efia, he lost.
And I was thinking, will the president forget about the people of Efia?
Well, Joseph Kujo's lost.
But whoever won is still MPP.
But he's minister.
Yes.
Is it the enterprises?
No. That one was because the new.
There was an Ekumfi example.
No,
yes, that was just what I was thinking.
That's because in Ekumfi an NDC person won.
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't know what will happen in the main election.
So that's when you ask about.
But Akufo-Addo will not be president in 2025. And also Frida Prempe and other deputy ministers, including Tina Mensah losing. Also on the front page, GIADEC selects strategic partner for alumina refinery, bauxite mine. Teranga Lions.
They are doing that without the late, departed Kojo Yanka, who used to do
the executive
communications for them. Yes, it's such a pity.
Indeed it is. Teranga Lions look to roll past elephants. So Senegal will be playing against La Côte d'Ivoire, and you don't expect La Côte d'Ivoire to beat Senegal, but anything can happen in football.
I watched Nigeria play Angola, and I was like, oh my God, there's a reason Nigeria is still in this game, man.
Against Cameroon?
Nigeria, Cameroon, yes.
Yeah. They played some good football.
I enjoyed it. I mean, they put their whole... You could see that they were playing for Nigeria, the country. They were playing for the flag, something that we could not do when we got the opportunity. I enjoyed Nigeria. Well, the Ghanaian Times newspaper also has the NPP Parliamentary Primaries. Indeed, all the newspapers really. It says top brass candidates fall as others retain seats. So Henry Korte retained, Tina Mensah lost, Mekuduka retained, Hansen Norte lost, Dako Mensah retained, Kojo Nkrumah retained, Sarajo Asafo lost, Farouk Mahama retained. But no, not exactly, because there was an issue at Yendi where the counting was disrupted. We know that the Electoral Commission says that they have not declared anyone as winner in Yendi. Yeah.
Yendi was an interesting one. The Maslok boss was going up against Farouk Mahama, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Well, President inaugurates first private oil refinery in Ghana, except that this is Chinese owned. And our own Ghana refinery is sitting there. We actually don't know what we're going to do with it, even though the president has given assurance that they would revamp TOR. Is there hope for TOR, especially with this one coming into force, Centio Group?
This conversation comes up all the time. And for many people who are in positions of authority, sometimes you'd expect them to actually, also think about helping indigenous Ghanaians to thrive. And so this in itself is not a bad thing, that you have a Chinese entity or company setting up an oil refinery in Ghana. But it becomes problematic when consistently we have run down our own oil refinery as a people. So today, we just don't know what we want to do with TOR. Looking for strategic partners here and there, every now and then. And the conversation has always been, we will revive it, we will revive it, we will revive it. I would want to see TOR revived, but I also want to see indigenous Ghanaians taking key aspects of the Ghanaian economy and trying to play a part in. But that would also take government wanting to support these Ghanaians irrespective of the families they come from.
So even if you were to revive tour, now that they have competition, and this is a Chinese conglomerate that's refining at the initial stages some 40,000 barrels per day, and then they're going to scale up to 100,000 barrels, will we be able to compete?
We should be able to compete. I mean, the essence of competition is that it actually benefits the consumer. So we should be able to compete. And in this case, those who are going to be buying the refined fuel from Tor, they would have to do the analysis, right? They would have to determine, for instance, whether buying it from Tor would be better than importing it into the country. That's a conversation we can always have.
So how do our leaders feel that we have our own refinery, the Tema Oil Refinery, that's basically doing nothing right now, and there's a Chinese refinery that we're inaugurating today in Ghana? I mean, how? Just wondering how they're feeling. Do they feel anything?
Can I get to the Business and Financial Times? Talks about let's open our borders up for trade. MTN Group Senior VP Ghana will support. China will support Ghana's sustainable development. I see a photograph of Ken Ofurata. GRA exceeds 2023 revenue target, and so the target was 109 billion. They achieved 113 billion. That's coming from the customer experience conference that I was at last week Wednesday, and I still made my point clear that their targets were very low.
But if you've exceeded your target, then relax, GRA, relax.
Oh, they have huge targets.
Relax for us. They've exceeded their targets now.
Last year. This year too, they must exceed their targets. I still think the targets are low. Anyway, let's get into
the Daily Guide. Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso leave ECOWAS. They've served notice. They say that ECOWAS has not been useful to their countries, and so they are leaving ECOWAS. There was supposed to have been a meeting last week in Niger by some selected foreign ministers, but they say their plane, there was a fault with the plane when they were leaving Abuja to Niger, so they couldn't honor that meeting. And Niger is interpreting that to mean that they were not serious with the negotiations. But now we know that they've served notice that they're leaving ECOWAS. What would that mean to the whole body of ECOWAS? 15 states, 3 are going to be out.
ECOWAS, Nara, I mean, they really need to sit and have a conversation with themselves about exactly how helpful and useful they are to the member states. We'll get into that some other time. Right now, though, let's go online. The online review is brought to us by Zenith Bank, in your best interest, and Goyle Good Energy.
What do you do when you run out of fuel in your vehicle? Do you just top up anywhere? Well, don't do that if that's what you've been doing. Let me introduce you to the Good Energy family and why you must be part. So Goyle Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP are the best quality fuels with high performance in town for your vehicle. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 is a high-grade fuel sold at the same price as normal fuel, and Goyle Diesel XP is low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. And with over 440 stations across the nation, please join the family that rewards you with quality for an energized driving experience. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle Yen Ara Yedim. Online.
Navigating through the headers of an SME can be stressful and sometimes risky. But what is life without risk and a business owner without the Zenith SME Business Card? The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card tailor-made for SMEs for secure payments for goods and services. As a Zenith SME Business Card holder, you have access to Visa practical training skills, business services at discounted rates, 24/7 access to funds, and much more. Your business deserves to be taken to the next level. Unlock the potential of your business with the Zenith SME Business Card today. Call Zenith Direct on 0302-680-884 or 0307086370. Visit zenithbank.com.gh to know more about the Zenith SME Business Card. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
All right, that story about Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso leaving ECOWAS is a top story on myjoyonline.com. Go check it out, among other stories. Right now, though, it's time for the BBC News, brought to us by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Want to feel energized for more? Fuel up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle. Our high grade fuel comes at no extra cost, but with more power. And our Diesel XP, it's low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Experience high performance and quality with our products. Available everywhere. Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Good energy.
It's a century of safeguarding dreams with Enterprise Insurance. In the spirit of our 100th anniversary, Enterprise Insurance revs it up with Yafinia Motor Promotion. One lucky winner will cruise around in a sleek brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai for an all-expense-paid escape. Renew or get your vehicle insurance between January and June 2024 and win free fuel coupons. Monthly raffle draws give you cool gadgets like laptops, Samsung phones, microwaves, gas cooker, tabletop fridge, and many more. Enterprise Insurance Yafinia Motor Promotion is on at all our branches. Call your broker or agent to buy or renew your motor insurance and make history with Enterprise Insurance at 100. Celebrating our legacy, securing your future. Time-tested, truly trusted. That's the Enterprise Advantage. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Enterprise, your advantage.
What's so tasty, creamy, crunchy, makes you happy when it's near? Munchie, munchie, oh munchie, shortcake biscuits.
Enjoy the unbeatable taste of Munchie Milk Shortcake Biscuits, serving you original milky richness for 20 years. Munchie, a rich ankasa. This advert is FDA approved.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME Business Card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Now we return to Newsday. This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Hello, you're with Newsday on the BBC World Service with Sana Safi and Rob Young.
Representatives of the United States, Israel, Egypt and Qatar meet in Paris to negotiate a stop to hostilities between Israel and Hamas. We will speak to a former Egyptian diplomat.
The United States has said it will respond to a drone attack that killed 3 service personnel at an American military base in Jordan. Washington has blamed militia backed by Iran.
X, formerly known as Twitter, blocked searches for Taylor Swift after explicit artificial intelligence images of her go viral.
And the world's most indebted property developer, China's Evergrande, has been ordered by a court to wind itself up. We'll bring you more on the significance of that after a bulletin of the latest world news.
Hello, I'm David Harper with the BBC News. The United States has blamed Iranian-backed militant groups for a deadly drone attack on an American base in northeastern Jordan near the Syrian and Iraqi borders. President Biden said the US would respond at a time and manner of its choosing following the incident, which killed 3 service personnel and injured 34 others. Our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette, says Mr. Biden needs to find a proportionate response.
It has to be seen to be doing something, both at home. It is a domestic political issue as the election campaign hots up. Former President Trump has already intervened, saying this would never have happened if I was in power. But it also, a message has to be sent to Iran-backed militias that the United States simply will not take this standing by. The difficulty is, what target do you hit without then provoking an even greater escalation?
Iran has denied involvement, calling the accusation political. Iran has executed 4 men it says were guilty of spying for Israel. Tehran's judiciary-run news agency said the men had been involved in a plot to bomb an Esfahan-based factory producing equipment for Iran's Ministry of Defense. It claimed the operation was intended to take place in the summer of 2022 on behalf of Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad. Hong Kong's High Court has ordered the liquidation of the indebted Chinese property developer Evergrande. The winding up order is likely to send shockwaves through China's struggling property sector, and shares in the company fell 20% after the ruling. Stephen McDonnell reports from Beijing.
In a ruling, the judge, Linda Chan, said it's time for the court to say enough is enough. She ordered Evergrande into liquidation, saying there'd been an obvious lack of progress on the part of the property giant in dealing with its debt crisis, and that she wasn't convinced it had a viable plan. Evergrande had been a cornerstone of the Chinese economy, but in 2021 it started to default on repayments. For years, the developer had borrowed heavily to stay one step ahead of its creditors, selling residential property before it could deliver what it had already promised.
World News. French farmers plan to block roads into Paris today as they continue their protests against falling incomes, rising bureaucracy and competition from imports. Hugh Schofield reports.
The main farmers' unions are warning of a military-style operation, with hundreds of tractors manoeuvring into place from early afternoon to stop traffic on all the motorways leading into Paris. Their aim is to stop deliveries of food to supermarkets and thus, if possible, get the buying urban public to feel a little of the pinch. The government is unlikely to do much to stop them. The farmers' cause is a popular one, and police have not intervened once so far to lift any of the roadblocks elsewhere in the country. But the Interior Minister said that Paris's airports would be kept open and tractors would not be allowed into the capital itself.
BBC News. Japan's moonlander has resumed operations after being shut for a week because of a power supply issue. The country's space agency said it had re-established contact on Sunday night, indicating that the glitch had been fixed. The craft's solar cells are thought to be working again due to a shift in lighting conditions that allowed it to catch sunlight. The former Malaysian finance minister, Daim Zainuddin, has appeared in court to face charges of failing to comply with a notice to declare his assets under the country's anti-corruption laws. The key ally of the former Prime Minister, Mahathir Mohamad, was charged following an investigation by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. Thousands of spectators have filled Mexico City's bullfighting arena for the first fight there in almost 2 years, after the country's Supreme Court overturned a suspension of the practice in the capital. A judge had ordered a ban after agreeing with a case brought by animal rights activists, but the Supreme Court revoked the decision last month. These people in Mexico City expressed their views about the practice.
We are fed up with the mistreatment of animals of any species, and we're here to defend the bulls. Unfortunately, in December, the judges decided that there was insufficient arguments to keep the bull ring closed, and today bullfighting restarts. So we're here demonstrating peacefully because we don't want any more acts of this kind. We don't want animal torture.
The first thing I would say to the anti-bullfighting protesters is that I respect them very much and that they have their rights. But we who are passionate about this art of bullfighting have the freedom to practice it.
Mexico is one of the few countries that still allows bullfighting. In American football, the San Francisco 49ers will face the defending champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, in next month's Super Bowl. It comes after both teams won their playoffs on Sunday night. The NFL season finale will take place in Las Vegas next month. And that's the latest BBC News.
Thanks very much indeed for that.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally.
Hi, my name is Stephen Appiah, the team coordinator of the Black Stars. I always like to keep hydrated naturally, every day, any day. S Natural Mineral Water does the trick.
Manufactured with the primary aim of preserving nature's finest minerals necessary for a healthy mind and body. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advertisement is vetted and approved by the FDA.
Mothers of Africa.
Mommy. Maya day enya hoden.
And what's the wofa geisha semina subain? Gina hopinti na ko wenim. Mempaba. Kosi se wonsa beka weni da so ade nyina.
Matmame, me gina painting akomenim. Na machapa to se geisha semina.
Be strong and laugh.
Sankratwe FD ajiatu.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
He's up bright and early, serving your premium morning radio show. The Morning Man. It's the Morning Man, Kojo Yankee.
Refit of Miss Independent there, DJ Ubeti providing that on a Monday morning. I like it. What does the house say?
Well, no, it's a good one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Anyway,
I don't know about Mama Vio Uswabaji.
Love it.
Maybe this is for.
I am Miss Independent. Remember?
Maybe this is for Ajua Safo.
Which one?
Miss Independent.
No. I just have a song is Kwekwa Nancy.
Yes.
You know,
hey, Charlie, but people on social media
but hold on.
wicked.
No, but hold on.
Hey!
I have never seen anyone lose an election that has brought people so much joy like Ajua Safo's loss.
Even people who are not in the constituency.
Especially people who are not in the constituency.
I live in that constituency. Of course, that's not where I vote, but I live in that constituency. And right from Saturday night, anybody who saw me after I left studio was that Ajua Safo lost in the IMA de Papa.
People show
And it's, you see, people were not just concerned about, people were not worried when the way she went about it. And that's why I say that, look, the party deliberately just allowed her to go through because they knew that the delegates were going to vote against her. The party would always, pick intelligence on who's going to win and who's not going to win. And once they feel that, you're likely to disrupt the party's plan, they would do a thing or two. But it was obvious that Ajua Safo was going to lose, even though she tried so hard. 1 week to the election, she really worked.
And then she brought the Kwekwa Nancy video.
Yeah, Kwekwa Nancy was in December, actually.
Yeah, I know. But yesterday, suddenly, it was as if the video was done after the elections. Our friend Victor says she can now go and make money on TikTok as she enjoys the videos. Oh, my God. Oh, did you guys listen to Asuka Mugabe? After he won.
Undisputed.
After he won.
Undisputed.
Who's Asuka
Mugabe?
Undefeated. You don't know Asuka Mugabe. Listen to him.
I am the undefeated, undisputed, heavyweight champion of the politics of Adanse. I remain the champion.
I can't figure it out. Something about her.
Look.
But anyway.
No, but Katie Hammond is
I'm a soldier, one man soldier. So.
The Ajua Safo remix.
This one, sorry, but in the parliament.
The way she's like, every few lines she goes like,
as a man who's contested elections and lost before and won before, when you lose an election, everybody deserts you. It's only a friend or two who would stay with you. And it's one of the most difficult times in anybody's life. Oh, yes.
But that's life.
That's life, But so, look, you are playing one man soldier. Be careful.
Medicate, Hammond, me Puma. Then he didn't hear that.
And
he himself was singing to that and dancing.
I was here. You see, this is the thing about Katie Hammond. Katie Hammond dramatizes, a very simple thing, he's like that.
I was thinking, is he not supposed to be reconciliatory because there's a national election ahead?
See, Katie Hammond is like that.
He's undefeated.
His people know him. His people know him as such. And I remember when we called him. I'll give you a typical example. Some of the things that we share after an election. When we called him, they wanted to speak to him because on State of Play on Thursday, Raymond said he will fall. So he says, Joy, but people have told the whole world I'm going to lose. So why do you want to call me? He said, "Oh no, don't worry."
But I have a question.
Then he still agrees to speak.
Yes.
He doesn't hold things against people.
I have a question. When is he retiring?
I hope it's not soon. I hope it's not soon.
No,
I mean, I don't know how I feel about him as a minister, but I love him in Parliament.
You do?
I do.
Mom,
I do.
It's
I
the
mean,
sound
look.
bites for me. But apart from that,
Mommy fans, no. Mommy fans. Yeah, so Katie Amon is like that. But the people like him.
Yeah.
People love him.
Yeah. You see, there's
It was
no guile.
obvious,
There's
yeah.
no guile to the man, right? He's not pretending to. He's not playing some, mastermind end game. He's just being him and enjoying it along the way. I mean, as long as he doesn't end up causing harm to others.
I'm just
the
worried
downside?
that some women also fell.
We'll talk
And
about
I'm
that,
wondering
yeah.
if we'll get female replacing them in Parliament.
Yeah, the numbers might be affected. That's not a good thing. There's more to talk about as the show goes on. Stay with us today. We break it all down. The weekend has yielded some shocking results. As it turns out, not every showdown is a showdown. Not every Ajapon is Kennedy. Wahala.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the super morning show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the super morning show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show. And as a business owner, insurance is incredibly important. When you have a business, you're not only responsible for your livelihood and goods, but also for that of your customers, clients, and staff. SIC Insurance PLC has a full array of insurance policies for your business, which covers property, that's building, workmen's compensation, key persons, professionals, motor, public liability, business interruption, and more. Potentially disastrous situations can be prevented with the right insurance cover. So talk to SIC Insurance today on 0800 100055 or 0302 823 and you'll be glad you did. SIC Insurance, our promises are sacred.
And if you're doing business at the Registrar General's Department, the Office of the Registrar of Companies, well, there's even a faster way to do your business today at that office. The office has introduced premium services in response to clients' requests for fast-track services. The Prestige Center offers a bouquet of services, including registration of business names, companies, professional bodies, updating of businesses from the historical database dubbed re-registration, also filing of annual returns and renewal of businesses with the delivery of certificates and profiles, all in 24 hours. So go there, experience a premium class service. Visit the ORC office located at the Registrar General's Department, Accra. You can call their hotline on 0302 666 081 or 0302 664 79123. You can WhatsApp or Telegram on 055 765 3130. They are also on social media. Just look out for @ORC Ghana. ORC, a trusted partner for business.
Now it's time to start the new year with easy and secure movement with SG Ghana. Get reliable motor insurance and receive free fuel for your car. Buy or renew your Sound Drive insurance with SG Ghana from now until the 31st of March and get free fuel of up to 500 Ghana cedis for your trips. It's time to hit the road with reliable insurance and free fuel. Go to any SG Ghana branch today and get the cover you need for your car, plus free fuel to take you places. Sound Drive plan is underwritten by Allianz Insurance. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
And you know, every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some cases, foul breath. Brushing your teeth every morning and night with Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal toothpaste is the right thing to do. Pepsodent Charcoal is made of a fine blend of fluoride with a unique combination of natural charcoal, lemon, mint, and zinc to whiten your teeth, strengthen them, and remove bad odor from your mouth. Pepsodent White gently polishes away tooth stains and naturally restores your bright smile. For our herbal lovers, try Pepsodent Herbal toothpaste. which is infused with a unique blend of green tea and herbal extracts formulated to repair and protect your gums while giving an all-around cooling sensation. Pepsodent Herbal releases, repairs, and protects gum tissue while giving you strong teeth. Always remember to brush your teeth in the morning and before you sleep at night. Pepsodent has been educating Ghanaians on how to brush their teeth for 25 years. Pepsodent is recommended by the Ghana Dental Association. Pepsodent gives you the opportunity to talk to a dentist for free. Call toll-free on 0800 161 000 to talk to a dentist for free. You can also get Pepsodent at any shop near you. Call our customer care center on toll-free 0800 2030. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Yafini Enterprise Insurance, leader in general insurance since 1924, celebrates 100 years anniversary with a Yafini motor insurance promotion. One lucky winner will drive off in a brand new Nissan Kicks SUV. First and second runner-ups will jet off to Dubai, all expense paid. To win, purchase or renew your vehicle insurance with Enterprise between January and June 2024. Monthly raffle draws offer you lovely laptops, TVs, microwaves, fridges, and more. Also win instant free fuel coupons and gift. Visit any Enterprise Insurance branch or call your broker or your agent. You can also call directly on 0302 634 777. Enterprise, the time-tested and truly trusted 100 years legacy of Ghana's oldest insurer. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise Insurance, your advantage.
All right, well, you know what that means. It means it's time for you to go on kingdomstoreonline.com. Go check out the amazing stuff that Kingdom Books and Stationery has in store for you. You can pay via Momo across all networks for anything you see and like. And of course, they will deliver to you in very good time. Free delivery for those in Accra and Tema. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So the Total Energies CAF African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 is here, and as part of this year's competition, all Total Energy service stations will go into 100% football mode. We still love the game and we still want our customers to feel the football fever. So drive to selected service stations and continue the year with lots of amazing giveaways started on Sunday, the 14th of January. When you buy fuel or lubricants on selected match days from selected Total Energy service stations, you instantly win amazing branded souvenirs. Let's celebrate the passion of football together and win lots of gifts during the 2023 Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. Remember, promo is valid while stock lasts. Visit our social media pages, Total Energies GH, for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
And here's some more good news. It's the Imperial Insure and Win promo reloaded. Insure your vehicle with Imperial General Assurance from now till the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards, fuel coupons, special souvenirs, gift vouchers, and many more. And here's the catch. During this reward period, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover. You could also get brand new car tires and other car accessories as well. It is really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just come insure your car and you are done. Call Imperial General Assurance on 0577 667 436 or just talk to your broker or any of the agents across the country for further details. You can also follow on social media. Terms and conditions apply. Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
Well, I guess it's time now for the nutrition line from Nestle, and of course they offer good food for a good life. Actually, we're taking a break from Nutrition Line today. They will return tomorrow. But we've got some other stories and messages for you from our partners. Stay with us.
Imagine strutting into the most anticipated wedding of the year. Only to see 7 other girls wearing your exact same outfit.
You are are special and one of a kind, and that's why whether it's voice, data, or SMS, you get to enjoy personalized offers tailored to your specific needs with MTN Just For You. Dial *141# or select your options on the My MTN app to redeem your unique Just For You package on Ghana's best mobile network. MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide. High credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Wake up, have a great day, yeah, with nourishing cowbell premium milk and cowbell Vita Rich, nourishment for you. There's a cowbell milk for you, for you, for you. Cowbell Vita Rich and cowbell premium.
Introducing the new Cowbell Premium Milk, high in protein, and the new Cowbell Vita-Rich, enriched with vitamin B9, both so creamy. Now there's a Cowbell for you.
Cowbell of creamy goodness.
This advert is FDA approved.
Be part of the moments to remember with AFCON 2023 on DSTV. Experience Africa's biggest football tournament with all 52 thrilling games live and in HD the way you like it. Enjoy expert commentary that will blow your mind. It's a gorgeous finish. Super goal. And the finest analysis to keep you in the game. Live your pride, passion, and love for Africa's beautiful game from the 13th of Jan to the 11th of Feb on Supersport or anywhere on DSTV Stream.
Yeah. It's birthday messages on the Super Morning Show. Brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
All right, it's a happy birthday to Gertrude Amoko Ama, lecturer at UPSA Law School and senior associate Owusu Dapa Law and Associates. May you live to be 99.7 and more. Enjoy today, Gertrude Amoko Ama.
Gertrude is a very good friend. He's a friend of the show. And so happy birthday to you, Gertrude.
Then she deserves a cake.
This one says a glorious birthday to Mavis Hodgson of Absa Bank Ghana Finance Department. From all your colleagues at Finlex, we wish you a wonderful birthday. And it's also happy birthday to Professor Eric Dankwa, West Africa Center for Crop Improvement. And a belated happy birthday wish to Alberta Aku Agbubli, aka 3A's of St. Martin de Porres School. You celebrated your birthday on Saturday. May the Lord continue to bless you and continue to order your steps. From Daddy, Mommy Lenora, and the entire family to you. I think that should be all. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this one says happy birthday to Colonel Auku, who used to be at 37 Military Hospital. I think these days you can find him at Nyahu. Colonel Auku is the one who treated my son, when he broke his leg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great orthopedic surgeon. Very celebrated. Colonel Auku, happy birthday to you. Also, happy birthday to Major Dr. Kevin Amedo of the 37 Military Hospital. That's from George Wiafe. And happy birthday to Ibrahim Mahama.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, it's Ibrahim's birthday.
It is, yes. Also from George Wiafe.
This one says, happy birthday to Anita Okai of GRA Gogloshi STO. It's coming from Sam, the children, and the entire Konote family. To you, final one. It's happy. This one says, a special happy Earth Day shout out to one special sweetie by name, Nanaya Apia. And it's coming from Gameli, aka Monkey Man of Ashoman. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, Gameli, my friend Gameli.
I mean, from Sweetie to Monkey Man.
Yes, Monkey Man. Gameli, oh, you should meet him. He's a nice.
Gameli, good morning.
Gameli Mensah.
Wonderful.
You should meet Gameli. Anyway.
All right. Well, the Joy Sports Center is brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go, Standard Chartered Bank. Here for good. DSTV, it's your moment. And Cowbell, our creamy goodness.
All right, late entrance. This one is happy birthday to my daughter Nora at Morning Star Class 5H. God bless you. All right, so MTN Momo has an app. Enjoy the brand new app, specially designed to make your Momo experience easier, convenient, and faster. Just download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store on your smartphone and look out for the blue and yellow icon. It's that simple. Momo app allows you to view your statements, pay bills, and so much more. Use the app for your Momo transactions and enjoy a 100% bonus when you recharge using the Momo app. So go on, download the Momo app now and start transacting with a flex at no data cost. Just Momo it everywhere you go.
So welcome to your future design, exclusively to propel women-led businesses to the next level. Are you a female entrepreneur developing technology or leveraging technology? The Standard Chartered Women in Tech Incubator Program offers specialized mentoring, mini MBA, business courses, curated networks, tailored masterclasses, and seed funding to help you unlock unimaginable business growth. Apply now to the Standard Chartered Women in Tech Program. Visit scwomenintechgh.com or the Standard Chartered Bank Ghana social media pages for more information. Application deadline is the 29th of February 2024. Right, so time now for the Sports Center with Fentio Tahiru Fentio.
Very good morning. Welcome to the Sports Center here on 99.7 Joy FM with me, Fentio Tahiru Fentio. Coming up this morning,
Gabaski's taking the next one. Gabaski! Advantage, DRC. Gabaski hits the bar. A little wry smile there from Lino Mpasi. Can he win it? Mpasi! The Leopards are through. Egypt are out.
Yeah, that's that. Last night, goalkeeper Lionel Mpasi scored the winning penalty as DR Congo produced the latest shock at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations by knocking out record winners Egypt to reach the quarterfinals. The Leopards won the penalty shootout 8-7 following a 1-1 draw after extra time. After Mustafa Mohamed and Arthur Masuaku missed their kicks, the shootout moved into sudden death where the Pharaohs keeper Gabaski, who had failed to save a single penalty during the shootout, then missed his penalty before Mpasi netted the winner. Here's the former DR Congo defender Gabriel Zakwani summing up the emotions after the game.
Yeah, I mean, emotions were high up and down throughout the game, but I think now I'm so happy. Just if I knew this was going to happen, I could have been a lot more calmer, but because you can't predict anything at this AFCON, and I'm happy. I was pretty confident before the game because of the way Egypt have had injuries, but again, it just added more pressure onto the players, and I'm just glad they responded in a certain way, but we just can't seem to win in 90 minutes.
That's right. That's their fourth consecutive draw in this competition. But it doesn't matter. They're into the quarterfinals where they will face Guinea.
Kamara looks up one of his options. Diakite on the overlap. Can he get the cross in? It's a good ball in! Oh, they've got the winner! It's Mohamed Bayo! On the stroke of full time, it looks as if Guinea have snatched it.
No, they have snatched it, Mark. They have snatched it. You know, football can be cruel.
And it was cruel indeed. Mohamed Bayo, he scored a 98-minute winner as Guinea edged giant killers Equatorial Guinea 1-0 to reach the last 8. Equatorial Guinea missed a penalty in the 68th minute when AFCON top scorer Emilio Insue hit the base of the upright. And with the game set to head to extra time, Bayo stooped to guide Ibrahim Diakite's cross into the net in the last minute of added time. Guinea will now face DR Congo in the last 8. On Saturday, though,
Lookman, Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a great goal! They got a goal, Nigeria! Goal number 2! That is fabulous play! Oh, the follow-up, the pass and the shot was just sublime. Nigeria are soaring high.
Absolute delirium. Ademola Lookman, he bagged a brace to lead Nigeria into the quarterfinals with a 2-0 win over Cameroon in Abidjan on Saturday night. The Atalanta forward scored the opener in 9 minutes before half-time and sealed the game for the Super Eagles in the 90th minute with his second. Reigning African Football of the Year, Victor Osimhen did not score, but he set up the opener after bullying Umar Gonzalez off the ball. The Nigeria boss, Jose Peseiro, revealed after the game that he was asked to drop Osimhen if he wanted to win against Cameroon.
He didn't score, but he did a fantastic game. It's not easy stop that guy. I think one lady yesterday asked me, okay, you need to score, why don't put Osimhen in the bench? My friend, ask the defenders, the opponent. Ask them what they suffer. They pressure, they win the ball. The first ball, he create the goal. The opponent has the ball and go and pressure and take the ball and assist.
High praise from Peseiro to Osimhen. Meanwhile, the star of the game, Ademola Lookman, who was obviously named man of the match, credited hard work for the win.
I think as a team, from the start, in terms of training, in terms of the mindset, I think we've all been together, we've all been behind each other as individuals and as a team, and I think everyone can see that. So we continue in this way, and we continue to do what we've been doing, and yeah.
And that's Ademola Lookman. Nigeria will now play Angola in the quarterfinals. Angola, they picked Namibia apart with a 3-0 win to set up that quarterfinal clash with the Super Eagles. Later today, Cape Verde will face Mauritania at 5 p.m. while defending champions Senegal take on host nation Cote d'Ivoire at 8 p.m. Now, the 5-member committee set up by the Ghana Football Association to find the next Black Stars coach has set Friday, February 2 as the deadline for interested coaches to submit their applications. This became necessary after they sacked Chris Hughton following Ghana's humiliating exit from the AFCON. The GFA are yet to take responsibility for the chaos that unfolded in Cote d'Ivoire, but are going ahead in search of a replacement for the Irishman. Former GFA President Kwesi Nyantakyi, though, is urging them to do the needful and apologize to Ghanaians.
The national team doesn't belong to the FA. The FA is just a trustee or a custodian, an agent managing the national team on behalf of the people of Ghana. And so if somehow the management of the team did not lead to the results that people expect, the FA has to come out and apologize for that. I have done it before in the past. Ghana deserves the best. And if we fall short, whoever played a role in that should apologize to the people.
That's Kwesi Nyantakyi was speaking in an interview with GTV there. Meanwhile, Joy Sports sources can confirm that one member of that search committee, Ace Anna Nankuma, has withdrawn or has not accepted his nomination to be part of that search party. The GFA has yet to officially confirm his withdrawal, but Joy Sports sources confirm his nomination was not accepted by the legal luminary. Meanwhile, the North Tongue MP, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, he says the FA must stop the processes to appoint a new coach and first account for the humiliation in Cote d'Ivoire.
We must really make sure that the opacity is addressed so that the scarce resources we have, we can be sure exactly what we are doing with that money in sports. And that's really where we must start from, not about appointing new. Look, no matter, even if you bring coaches like Klopp of Liverpool, the Man City coach, Pep Guardiola, even if you bring all of these outstanding coaches into this system, into this structure, don't expect any magic.
That's Honorable Samuel Okujoto Ablakwa. Well, the main actors in that humiliation at the AFCON were the players, and they've moved on with their lives. Black Stars captain Andre Ayew, he had a dream return to club football after he scored a brace in 9 minutes to rescue a point for Le Havre against Lorient in a 3-3 draw in the French Ligue 1. The second goal was a spectacular overhead kick in the 94th minute. As you know already, Inaki Williams also scored one and set up another for Athletic Bilbao just 48 hours after Ghana got kicked out. Bilbao knocked out Barcelona in the Copa del Rey. Meanwhile, in France as well, Mohamed Salisu, he released a statement to apologize for his confrontation with a journalist and said it was out of frustration. This was after he played the entire game for Monaco in a 2-2 draw against Olympique Marseille. All right, let's wrap up with some tennis news now and some football news as well. As you probably are aware, there were some matches in the FA Cup and some very interesting scores all around, of course. And for Manchester United, well, they got a 4-2 win over Newport. Liverpool beat Norwich 5-2. Tottenham lost at home to Man City by 1-0. And Chelsea and Aston Villa will have to replay their match that ended 0-0. And before we go, Australian Open yesterday, Jannik Sinner, he landed the Grand Slam title he's long promised yesterday with an extraordinary fight back to beat Daniil Medvedev in the Australian Open final. The Italian trailed by 2 sets before recovering to win 3-6, 3-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-3 in his first major final.
For sure, it takes a little while to process everything, but I'm extremely happy how I handled also today's situation on court was very, very tough. But I think the most important part was the support I had throughout these 2 weeks. I felt that many people were watching also from home in the TV, so I just tried my best. I was a little bit in trouble today.
That's Jannik Sinner there. On Saturday, Arina Sabalenka, she underlined why she had long been considered the Australian Open favourite by overpowering Zheng Qinwen to retain the women's title. The Belarusian second seed won 6-3, 6-2 to claim her second Grand Slam singles trophy without dropping a set.
Yeah, I'm speechless right now. I don't know how to describe my emotions, but definitely I'm super happy and proud of everything I was able to achieve so far. And yeah, just happy with the level I played today. And she's a great player and very tough opponent. And I'm super happy that I was able to get this win today.
That's Arina Sabalenka. Congratulations to her. And Mama V, I'll tell you what, yesterday Barcelona lost 5-3 in La Liga to Villarreal. Then after that, reports surfaced that their coach Xavi Hernandez says he will be leaving the club at the end of the season. He follows in the path of Jurgen Klopp.
Not exactly, because he is living on a high note.
Well, you never know what could happen at the end of the season.
Well, but they
could still win something.
They won their game over the weekend, didn't they, Liverpool?
Liverpool did,
yeah, so.
Not exactly for Barcelona. So it's not working. At the moment, Barca are some 11 points behind the leader Girona in the La Liga title race. So it's not
That's
looking
not the Barca
good.
that we know.
It's not looking good. They did win La Liga last season. So, he's not been there long, but he says that it's been very difficult on his family. So he's leaving at the end of the season. Maybe Blaster's shop. But he doesn't qualify because he doesn't have 15 years experience. We're looking for coaches
what
with
have
15
they done?
We're looking for coaches with 15 years and above. So, Mama, you don't qualify.
What have they done for us so far?
Is that the criteria we have set is like the way most Ghanaian jobs are. When you apply straight after university, they say you must have 15 years working experience. And you must not be over the age of 25.
That's why we're
so
still
you must have So you must have started working when you were 10. You can't be more than 25, but you must have 15 years working experience.
It will get better. It will get better, friends.
That is the criteria we have set for our national team coach. We want to bring old men or women.
It is well.
It is well.
Yes, it is.
It is not well. This is the problem with this country.
Be hopeful.
We are always running away from confrontation.
Friends, be hopeful. That's just what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, be hopeful.
But I'm also a realist.
I know.
So
Small
when you
hope.
leave people to do whatever they like, the result is always the same.
Small hope, fence. It shall get well.
Human behavior is predictable.
That's Fence with sports this morning. The Sports Center. There's plenty of sports stories on myjoyonline.com. Just log on and explore. We'll bring you food for thought shortly. Social media messages here on the show. Brought to us by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa. Provident Insurance. With Provident, man, you are covered. Uncle Ibawai joins us shortly.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
Provident Insurance. Provident Insurance welcomes you to a new year. Remember to insure your new car or renew your existing motor insurance from the 1st of January to the 31st of March. You can win free gifts such as fuel coupons and several other branded Provident souvenirs. Rush for insurance cover now. Terms and conditions apply. Insurance, your future happy days. With Provident, man, you are covered.
Food for Thoughts is brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the
difference.
Good morning, our favorite uncle. Good morning.
Gorgeous, good morning.
Are you still where you were last week, or you are back?
No. We came back last night.
Oh, okay.
And so back in the land of the hopefuls, and I like the
back to base.
Yeah, friend told them should applaud your hope, and because that is all we have.
That's it.
That is all we have.
Yeah.
Oh, Mavi, this year Valentine, we are putting up Unhappy Wives, Confused Husbands.
Oh, okay.
So Roverman is going to do his best to help you celebrate the day fully at the National Theatre.
Uncle, I have a question.
Yes.
Why Unhappy Wives, Confused Husbands on Val's Day in particular?
That is what our patrons ask for.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes, we put a word out there, and our patrons overwhelmingly demanded that one. So we are complying.
Okay.
Yeah, but why not that play?
Oh, I don't know. I think relationships need fixing, so that's fine.
It's one. It is a play that set Roverman off, and it is also it has become our classic. The lessons there are timeless, and it is one of our most hilarious plays. So we think that it will be a great production for the day. So that's the Unhappy Wives, Confused Husbands.
Okay, 2 shows?
2 shows, yes.
Okay.
4 p.m. and 8 p.m.
At the National Theatre.
At the National Theatre.
Awesome.
Gorgeous, on Thursday, I began to tell you of the encounter I had when I was mourning the fall of the Black Stars at the ongoing AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. I had locked myself up in my study to cry when I found suddenly that I was not alone as I had thought. I discovered a macho-looking young man sitting by my side. He seemed to have appeared from nowhere, and after mocking me for crying for the Black Stars, he offered to show me how the team could avoid similar fates in subsequent tournaments. He demanded that I wrote the things he was going to tell me on my laptop. When I got the laptop ready, he said, "Great, let's begin. Title what I'm going to tell you, the Black Stars can and should shine again. Point number 1, you cannot reap where you have not sown." He said, Ghana wants to be counted among the great football nations of the world, yet refuses to make the necessary investments. Now tell me, what investment has Ghana made in football beyond, at one time, flying dollars to Brazil? What is the state of your local soccer league? What is the national program for ensuring that talents are discovered and given exposure on a regular basis all across the country? Waiting for others to develop talents and checking their names to see if they sound Ghanaian in any way will not do. So you hear of a boy rising in a league in Chechnya called Osei or Redeemer. And you say, Redeemer, that sounds Ghanaian. And then you send officials to invite him to come and play for Ghana. I said, Redeemer is not a Ghanaian name. Redeemer is not a Ghanaian name, but white is. He said, I get it. I said, point number 2, stop scratching your arm when it is your back that is itching. I don't understand. I said, please explain. I'll be glad to, he said. When your back is itching and you scratch your arm, what do you accomplish? Nothing, I said. But it is easier to scratch your arm than your back, right? It is, I said. He nodded and said, but it does not solve the problem, does it? You have lost me, I said. I understand that scratching your arm when it is your back that is itching is stupid, but what has that got to do with the Black Stars shining again? Tell me, what does Ghana usually do when the Black Stars fail to deliver at a tournament? He asked. Oh, sack the coach, I said without needing to think about it. Why? He asked. Why what? I asked. He said, why do you sack the coach when the team fails? I said, oh, it's because they are no good. The coaches are no good. He nodded and said, and who keeps appointing these coaches who are not good? And do they also get fired for continually appointing the wrong coaches? No, they are not, I said. Why not? He asked. If the general manager of Joy FM keeps putting the wrong people on air and the ratings and revenues drop, will he be permitted to keep his job? I said, Mr. Chum will not allow anyone to mess this station up. So, he said, why do the many Mr. Chums, collectively called Ghana, do differently when it comes to the Black Stars? And if the coaches are the problem, how come the team continues to flop? He said, addressing the surface issues instead of the root causes is easy, but useless. Like scratching your arm when your back is itching, or being on a merry-go-round and thinking that you are making progress. I understand, I said. Can we go on to point number 3? Why not, he said. Now, point number 3, understand that how you do anything is how you do everything. You've lost me, I said. He said, Ghanaians put their personal interests ahead of the national interest every time. Unless Ghanaians change that attitude, Ghana will be shortchanged by her own citizens in everything, including soccer, except that the effect of this Ghanaian attitude in soccer can easily be seen, but that effect affects Ghana in everything. You still lost me, I said. What are you really saying? Wait, he said, looking at me with contempt. Are you trying to tell me that I have been talking to someone who was crying without understanding why he was crying? I said, I knew why I was crying. The Black Stars have let us down again. He said, but you did not know why the team let you down, and yet you were crying. I think I'm wasting my time with you. I am out of here. And he was gone. I sat back down on the floor, waiting for him to reappear. But I waited in vain. And since there was nothing else to do for me to do, I began to think of what he had said. And then I resumed my crying. But this time, I wailed, saying, oh, Ghana, why? Ghana, why? And gorgeous, that's my presentation for this morning.
I wonder if we all know why at least we cried.
But you see, if if we are not interested in finding out why we are crying, we will continue crying after every tournament.
Well, we cried because the performance was terrible.
And why was it terrible?
Okay, so was it the
Okay,
players? Was it the coach? Was it those who selected the coach?
So we changed it. So we changed the coach. At our next tournament, we will do better.
And we'll have the same people who selected the coach selecting the next coach.
Yo, thank you.
Welcome to Ghana.
Oh, Ghana.
Home, sweet home. Uncle Ebo, thank you so much for food for thought. And Uncle Ebo is bringing back Unhappy Wives, Confused Husbands. Remember, on Val's Day, 2 shows at the National Theatre, 4 and 8 p.m. Remember that on Val's Day, there will be a play showing at the National Theatre. Unhappy Wives, Confused Husbands. Uncle Ebo will be back on Thursday for another Food for Thoughts, brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. Thanks to EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa, and Provident Insurance. With Provident, man, you are covered. For bringing us our social media messages. You're welcome to share whatever you're thinking, especially on the back of the NPP primaries with us. Send us your WhatsApp messages on 055-111-11997. You can also post on X with the hashtag JoySMS. Were you shocked by any of the MPs, ministers who lost their candidature, for instance? Did your MP survive? Now, every day people face different emergencies, police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name it. But many Ghanaians don't know their emergency numbers, especially when it comes to money. Star 770 hash is the number to remember always if you find yourself in a money emergency situation. That's the EcoBank money emergency number, star 770 hash. It gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility payments, airtime, and data purchases. So much more you can do with star 770 hash even without data. So there's no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial star 770 hash now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
We've got 3 more minutes to 8 o'clock. At 8, we'll bring you the Business Minutes. It's brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you. And Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. Anointed Electrical Engineering Services Limited is into sales of ultra-silent generators. We're talking from 5 kVA to 2,500 kVA. They also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generators. They stock genuine spare parts of all kinds for various generators, and they rent generators as well. If you have that special occasion coming up, you don't necessarily want to buy a generator, but you want to rent it for a special occasion, well, talk to Anointed Electricals. Find them in East Legon on the Lagos Avenue Road opposite Tomrick Hotel. Also in Tema on the Tema General Hospital Road, Community 9, just after the overhead. And Odoko is where they have their head office at number 77 Anointed House of the Odoko Malam Road. But if you want to know an Anointed Electrical service station close to where you are, why don't you just call their hotline 0243 480 334 0243 480 334. Talk to Anointed Electricals and look out for their branches nationwide. Anointed, the generator experts.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM.
All right, it's time for us to bring you the Joy Business Minute here on the Super Morning Show because it's 8 o'clock.
Hello and welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, your generator experts. All is set for the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana to announce a policy rate for the next 2.5 months. This is coming after the committee met to review developments in the economy. Ahead of the announcement, some analysts and research firms expect the policy rate to go down. Average lending rate closed 2023 higher at 33.75%. That's according to data from the Bank of Ghana. This is equivalent to 2.81% per month on loans charged by the banks. And the release of the $600 million IMF second tranche funding should see major projects halted across the country to restart. Funding from other donor partners may follow, which should be targeted at projects that would directly impact economic growth. That's all for the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, your generator experts.
Super Morning Show.
Wake up, good morning, good morning.
And you heard the Pius Abaka with the Business Minutes, and we're always grateful to Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you, and Anointed Electricals, the generator experts. We've got our big stories today. Our focus really is on the NPP primaries. We saw some big shots fall. In fact, we've seen about 10 ministers and deputy ministers, Winston, who did not make it. And people have been asking the question, will they, of course, there is the main election that's coming up. So winning this primary does not necessarily mean that you end up in parliament, but people are beginning to ask whether this will have any impact on the next parliament.
Well, I mean, that's a question that would always come up. Would it have an impact? Would it not have an impact? You know, in the past, there's been conversations about institutional memory and why we should keep a lot of old members of parliament in parliament. And so if you have the likes of Osei-Chairman Sabonsu, Dan Kweku-Botwe, you have Joe Gate leaving parliament. I mean, the last thing you would want is to have an additional 28 persons from the NPP side alone not going back. And, the NDC also had a lot of their members, some of their members also losing, the elections as well. So it tells you one simple thing. Now, our parliament is supposed to be a lawmaking body. It's seen a lot of the time as an agent of development. And so that's always what would happen. Okay. Kwame Pienim has indicated that if you have, 5 top lawyers can do the job that are members of parliament. You may not agree with him. But if you actually look at the consideration of bills, during the consideration of bills, you have very few members of parliament in the chamber. Of course, the argument is always that, the committee would have looked at it, and so a lot of the amendments are in the name of the chairman, and then apart from that, you have some other persons. But when it comes to the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, for instance, Osei-Chairman Sabonsu had more than 100 amendments in his name. Not in the name of the chairman of the committee at the time, that was James Krucha-Veji, but Osei-Chairman Sabonsu. So there are some people who would show up, and you've seen young members of parliament. You've seen the likes of Francis Xavier Sosu going to parliament. You've seen Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. You've seen a lot of young MPs. They're doing well. So yes, it is true that you would miss some old faces, but I do not think that the job of parliament will be hugely affected. The job of parliament, as we have seen being performed, I'm not sure will be hugely affected.
Right. Well, Adjo Asafo lost as well.
Was to be expected, wasn't it?
But I think it's the margin that we've all been surprised. I mean, Michael Quay Jr. Had over 1,000 of the votes. Adjoa did a little
1,194.
Exactly. As against, 300 and something?
28.
Oh, gosh. So that was massive.
Massive
loss. But it's the interest that Ghanaians seem to have in her on social media. I think that's what's also the fascinating bit about this. But the question we're asking, what happened in your constituency if your MP is NPP, well, did that person retain? Or what do you think about the candidates on the NPP's tickets in your constituency from Saturday's primaries? We want to hear from you. Did you lose your MP? Are you happy about it? 055-111-997. Kindly post on X with the hashtag Joy SMS. And what does this also mean to the NPP as a party, losing, 28 of your sitting MPs?
Yeah, and the other point is that 18 actually decided not to contest. So 28 plus 18, 46.
That's a lot.
Out of the current 137 will not be in Parliament, at least not on the ticket of the NPP.
I doubt if any of them will be going as independent candidates, seriously.
Well, anything can happen.
Because I think what played out in previous years did not necessarily play out in this. They allowed almost everyone to contest. Just go and test. And if you make it, then that's it. So I really doubt that somebody would say that they are so aggrieved by the process that they would want to go independent. But hey, you never know. Big stories brought to us by Vodafone Further Together, and of course, latest film. That's your partner for life.
And so looking for the best value data and voice offers? Look no further, as Vodafone has unbeatable deals made just for you. To enjoy these amazing Vodafone offers, just dial *530# and get on to any of the Vodafone Made For Me bundles for as little as $1 Ghana cedi. Vodafone Made For Me has just got what you need. This offer is specially made for you. Simply dial *530# or visit my Vodafone app to subscribe. Vodafone, further together.
I'm a soldier, one man soldier. So.
Wake up, good morning, good morning.
Breaking news. Vodafone Ghana is becoming Telecel. Stay tuned.
Hey, Cashman.
Yeah.
Don't you know Nana has assembled all of us and you are here making calls?
My generator is spoiled too. So I'm calling a renowned Ghanaian company with an excellent track record in the sales and repairs of generator sets in Accra to come and repair for me.
Oh, is it Anointed Electricals?
Yeah.
Anointed Electricals deals in quality and genuine generators with high fuel efficiency. We also rent generators.
They sell quality generators from 10 kVA to 2,500 kVA. They have spare parts of other generators and can repair every faulty generator set even if you didn't buy from them.
Look, now we don't have any electrical problem in Accra.
Oh, how?
Because Anointed Electricals is right here at East Legon, Lagos Avenue, opposite Tomric Hotel. And that's why Nana is calling us.
Okay.
Yes. If you want to buy a brand new generator or repair the old one, visit Anointed Electricals. Or if you are within Accra, call our hotline 0246 423 534 or call 0243 480 334.
They have qualified and dedicated men on 24-hour after-sales service. Then let's go and listen to Nana. Let's go.
Gosh, after giving you the hint, won't you give me anything?
Anointed, the generator experts.
Good morning, Ghana. You're listening. It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
I don't like what you're doing. You're always giving me excuses. I'm always taking care of the children. All you know is music. I hate you.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy.
And boy, what a conference it was to choose their parliamentary candidates for 2024. It's 2024, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Yes. Sometimes I wonder if I'm in a dream or whether I'm actually in the year 2024, election year. Well, MPP have made their choices, and some of those choices very interesting. Some of them very upsetting for some of them very surprising for others. And today we want to break it all down and understand what it means going forward into this big historic election this year. And our guest to help us understand it all is Dr. Kwame Asa-Asante. He's a senior lecturer and political scientist at the University of Ghana. He joins us on the phone. Doc, what a pleasure. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Kojo. How are you, my brother?
Not bad at all. It's great to have you. Before we get into it all, let me remind you that at ABSA, they believe that you and your car deserve to be rewarded. So get more for your protection with a motor insurance policy from ABSA, underwritten by Hollard Insurance. Now, they're comprehensive. I keep wanting to say competitive. Comprehensive third-party fire and theft motor insurance policies not only ensure that your vehicle stays protected, but you also get rewarded with fuel vouchers from now until the 31st of March 2024. So that's not all. You also enjoy free roadside assistance. You have the option of a car hire, post-vehicle repair inspection, and more when you sign up for their comprehensive cover. The qualifying minimum premium to be rewarded is 482 Ghana cedis. Discover how to get things done at absa.com.gh or at the nearest ABSA branch. Terms and conditions apply.
And the Ghana Statistical Services began field data collection for the 2024 Ghana Integrated Business Establishment Survey Phase 1, that's IBES 1. All business units found in the confines of Ghana will be enumerated. Now, the goal of IBES 1 is to compile a detailed list of business capturing essential firm characteristics that contribute to the development of a robust statistical business register and other key statistical indicators to enhance national development. All business entities that actively conduct business activities as part of Ghana's economy, irrespective of status and size, be it for profit or not for profit, large or small, in towns or villages at physical locations or online, at markets, shops, offices, or within residential facilities, and all other locations qualified to be enumerated. The general public is being urged to cooperate with IBES officials to ensure active participation and successful implementation of this important national exercise.
Right now, you know that we all have those days, right? When you're low on everything. Energy, time, cash, even airtime and data. Well, that's why MTN Extra Time is an airtime and data advance service that allows you to make calls or browse the internet even when you have insufficient balance. All you have to do is dial star 506 hash. That's star 506 hash. Go through the prompts and select the amount of airtime or data you need. It's really more than simple. Doing your favorite things on MTN means you don't get interrupted even when you're low on airtime or data. Please remember, all terms and conditions apply.
Filler, come close to your radio set for the gist of the year. Did you know that your energy-giving, great-tasting Lucozade has a new look? Whether you're out and about in the office, in school, or even in Trotro and you need to restore your energy, look out for the now sleeker, slimmer Lucozade Original 330 ml can with the same energy that you've known for years. Now, you can go about your day with even more swag as you drink Lucozade from your new sleek can. So go ahead, grab your Lucozade sleek can and discover the same unbeatable energy with every sip. Lucozade, restore your energy. This is FDA approved.
All right, there you go. Okay, then, so let's get to it. Today's conversation is all about the fallout of the NPP primaries, the parliamentary primaries that concluded over the weekend. It was Saturday afternoon when some people got to know their fates. Among them are some very big surprises. Also, we've got some interesting reactions from those who actually won, who believe that it cost them too much to do so. Too much financially. Let's try and understand what this means in a year like this. Dr. Kwame Asa-Asante joins us. He's a senior lecturer, political scientist at the University of Ghana. Doc, good morning to you again. I suppose we could start with your general impressions of how the NPP conducted this particular conference. generally, how did things go?
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity. I think that I can commend the NPP. If you look at what they did, apart from a few hitches here and there, the election generally went on smoothly, and they were able to get the results that they want. They wanted a peaceful process, and by and large, they got that. You realize that they put in a lot of work, and that was the manifestation of what we saw when everything went on smoothly. But I also concede that there were, some hitches. If you look at Yendi, it's of a problem today, but I'm sure the party mechanisms, if they are alive, they should be able to rise up to the occasion and deal with the issue head on. So I think that so far, so very good in terms of the organization, preparation, and the way the whole process went on.
Right. Now, I'm going to come back to you to ask for your biggest surprise outcome on the day. But of course, Winston is with us. Winston is is on our political desk, so it's good to have you as part of the conversation. But I want to start with you, Winston, when it comes to the surprises on the day. Whose outcome shocked you the most?
Well, I think that the gender minister's loss shocked me, and she lost by 5 votes to Tiakabiru Mahama. I always knew that Gideon Boakun was going to. It was likely he was going to win that, but the margins also. Now these were very huge margins, 444 to 221, and so while you are expecting, Frida Prempeh to lose, you're not expecting her to lose by that huge margin. I wasn't surprised by the Bantama results. I'd already made it clear that Raphael Ejapon's problem was his brother, Kennedy Ejapon. And we saw it because, the party was not going to allow Kennedy Ejapon to surprise them twice. Okay, you did it the first time. And this is a constituency. So, yes, in the presidential elections, you were able to get a lot of votes. But in one constituency where you think that you can pull a surprise because you performed well in that constituency, the party wasn't going to allow that to happen. And so if there's anybody who cost Raphael Ejapon, it's his brother Kennedy Ejapon. And he also believing that that's the way to go when it comes to politics. Of course, I was also shocked by the public enterprises ministers, lost the margin of loss. The winner, the victor, polling over 300 votes. He had about 160 votes. Apart from that, I think, yes. I knew a lot of the persons were going to fall. I didn't expect Katie Hammond to lose. I've always indicated that, unless you're very unpopular, and we've seen some of the MPs lose like that, but, it was going to be difficult for Katie Hammond in a pack of 4 losing, okay? Just as we saw with Andy Apiaku, when I made the same point that in Asante Achim North, for instance, you're not expecting Andy Apiaku to lose because no matter how unpopular he could be, once you have 4 persons trying to unseat one man, what that would mean is that the anti-MP section would vote for these 4. So they split it, and because in these parliamentary primaries, just whoever gets majority wins at the end of the day. That's it. Obo was unlucky again. He tried in 2020. He tried this time around. He still was unsuccessful. And that's it for me. So if you look at the constituencies, if you look at those who won, those who lost, these are some of the surprises for me.
Doc, are there any incumbents who you did not expect to lose?
Oh no. What turned out was nothing but a true reflection of what I was expecting. So nothing surprised me. Yes, I was not surprised by the fact that Madame Sarah Adjoa-Safo was kicked out. The signs were clear on the wall that as an MP, your basic responsibility to represent your party, not only the party, but the interest of your constituents, the interest of your party, and then you are the link between your party and government. So if at a point in time you had a problem and you could not discuss them and you took a decision that was not in tune with what they expected from you, what do you expect? They'll vote you out. The party itself, she had incurred the wrath of the party. So obviously they are not going to retain you. This will not surprise me.
Now, let's look at some of the regions, particularly...
Before you go on,
yeah.
But Dr. Asante, yes, you know, we all knew Adjustable was going to lose, but for some also it's been the margin. I mean, 328 to 1,194, that was huge, Dr.
That was a
Asante.
massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the anger of the people. They express it through election. That they want to tell you that we are not just going to vote you out, but we are going to what? Boot you out if you like. And then we get somebody else. So that they serve as a lesson for future, parliamentary hopefuls. That's it.
So could you let me just add something on this Adjoa Safo thing, okay? Look, you can... I'll do this analogy. Michael Quay Jr. In the past had been seen more like, you know, a man that was out of touch with the constituents. Okay, so he's seen like the man who's up there and then comes to us when he wants a position. Adjoa Safo, even though she was, from a privileged background, homeschooled, gets to the University of Ghana, then goes to law school and scored to the bar, becomes a lawyer. There are people who felt she was easily approachable compared to Michael Quay Jr. Now, this is the thing. By 2012, you know, the NPP's whole idea of going to court in, the election petition can be traced to Adjoa Safo, and I'll explain. If you remember, in 2012, it was actually Adjoa Safo who first raised the question about her votes in the Dom Kwabena constituency. She said, I have evidence to show that I was being cheated, and when I complained, I got all the other votes. So the NPP now began going through all the other constituencies and finding reasons to say we want to go and challenge it. So she became a very popular figure in the party. She tried Domi Kwabena in 2007, 2008 primary. She lost to Professor Michael Quay. So by 2011, she was known within the constituency. Now, for her to move from this person, liked at the time we had celebrated her as the youngest lawyer in Ghana, and everything, to become so unpopular. One, yes, she caused it. But the other point is, consistently, anytime Adjoa Safo tried to explain why she was away, she told a different story. So, in one instance, her son was sick, and if her child was sick, and if she's, a Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, it should start from her home. And that's why she wasn't there. Then another instance, she's telling us about how, she went to give birth and she lost the child, and, it affected her, and so she couldn't come. So all of these played a major role. But one, because this is also an internal party issue or an internal election, the mere fact that Adjoa Safo was not around for a very long period of time, and it affected the NPP's ability to even pass its own budget, would have cost her.
Yeah. Now, I was going to look at the idea of Adjoa Safo not necessarily being, of Michael Quay not necessarily being voted in, but Adjoa Safo being voted out, and what that means for the general election in 2024 for the biggest constituency in Ghana. Adjoa Safo has won that constituency, convincingly over the past, few elections. But now that there is a new face who wasn't necessarily voted in, but rather won because Adjoa Safo was voted out, from your analysis, both of you, how can that person expect to fare in 2024, Dr. Asante?
Oh, obviously, if the person really wants to win, you know how to put his acts together. But first and foremost, there must be a process to engage all the leaders that, they have been affected, and then the constituents themselves, what has happened, and then try to make sure that they patch or make amends to all the differences that they have in their constituency. And then that is the first thing to go. In other words, try and have a unity type of program so that you mend your differences, you come together. You need that one, first and foremost. Second, if you look at that constituency, is the biggest one. Issue of infrastructure is a big issue there. If the person really want to maintain, the NPP want to maintain the seats, they should, make sure that infrastructure is fixed in that area and it's fixed well. Apart from that, they must have a very sound strategy to be able to maintain that constituency come 2024 election. Because this time around, I can assure you, NDC is not going to sit down just like that. They're going to put up a great fight. And given the conditions that we find ourselves in there, if the party really want to win, they need to up their game. Remember, you are talking about a place which is nothing but like a microcosm of this country, with all manner of people inhabiting there. So their needs in terms of economic needs will come up during election. Issue of things that affect this nation will obviously rob off them, and it will form part of their calculation to decide who to give their vote to. Issue of unemployment, a lot of large youth people in there. They will obviously demand their fair share of the cake if there is anything like that in terms of jobs and the rest of them. Remember, it is a place that also houses one of the biggest markets in Ghana, in Accra here. And the economic interests of the people in there must also be paramount to those who want to really take the seat in that constituency. So it's a tall order. But I believe that if Professor Okwe's son is able to organize himself very well, he should be able to, maintain the seat for the party. Otherwise, the story can be anybody's story.
What about you, Churchill? I mean, has Michael Okwe Jr. inherited an uphill task, or has the NPP actually guaranteed their victory in 2024 by replacing Adwoa Safo with Michael Okwe?
Well, I think that the NPP may have done themselves a lot of favor by replacing Adwoa Safo, because if you go through the constituency, and I live in that constituency, and so I know, the dynamics on the ground. You saw a lot of people excited, since Saturday, or the calls I've gotten on Sunday yesterday when I stepped out. Everywhere you've passed, you hear people excited, and I've come across people who, actually sitting at pubs celebrating, and you ask them why. What's she done to you? He says, I'm just happy that Adwoa Safo has been kicked out. And so if Adwoa Safo had won this election, that would have been difficult for the NPP. And Dr. Asa Santes talked about, the NDC, Eliklim Akurugu, who contested in 2020 with Adwoa Safo. She got about 50,000 of the votes in the constituency. Adwoa Safo polling 75,000. Now, the thing here is this. Michael Okwe enjoys a lot of support from the Hacho areas through Agbogba to Abokobi. That is traditionally the NDC's stronghold. Now, you want to ask yourself a very simple question as we're doing the analysis. Adwoa Safo enjoys a lot of support within the Taifa areas that's hugely populated. Would Michael Okwe Jr. be able to win the support of the people within Taifa, Domi and its environs, or he would lose them? Will these people consider the NPP as say, yes, that's our party, and so we're going out there to vote for Michael Okwe? The evidence, as you may have seen in other elections, is that there are some people, and so if Akufo-Addo polled 78,000, 3,000 votes more than Adwoa Safo, then it tells you that people also like the NPP itself, and Adwoa Safo under these circumstances actually underperformed compared to President Akufo-Addo. But of course, I've talked about how Akufo-Addo polled more than 200,000 votes than his parliamentary candidates all put together. Compared to John Mahama's, parliamentary candidates, the NDC's parliamentary candidates getting 30,000 more votes than John Mahama. And so if you look at even just this one, for the fact that Akufo-Addo had more votes than Adwoa Safo, it tells you that NPP is very popular within that constituency. So it wouldn't hurt the party so much. But that's also if she doesn't go out there to undermine Michael Okwe. So the first thing Michael Okwe should be doing right now is to be getting her to actually, get onto the campaign with her. That's very, very important. Because look, the election by 8 votes. Okay? and he also contested in 2011 with Adwoa Safo. So this is not a man who is not known and liked by the people. He's known and liked. He may have just been unsuccessful because Adwoa Safo was more liked than him in the past. So now that Adwoa Safo has actually made it difficult for her, and if you look at the performance from 2011 then to 2020, you can actually make the point that if that improvement was anything to go by, this was coming. Except that now, Adwoa Safo actually causes her own problems, and so the improvement is massive that would have been expected.
Yeah. Let's by the way, if you just joined us, we're talking about the just ended NPP Parliamentary Primaries. Over the weekend, there were shocks and upsets and some predictable outcomes as well. We're discussing them with, of course, Winston from our politics desk and Dr. Kwame Asante, senior lecturer and political scientist at the University of Ghana. Listen, can we talk about Bantama? I mean, what a dramatic lead up to this election, with Kennedy Agyapong flexing his muscles, in a very big way over there. He himself, having decided not to run in his own constituency, put all his attention on getting his relative, his brother, right, Raphael Agyapong, elected in Bantama. Now, this put him up against Francis Asenso Boakye, who, of course, is the Minister for Works and Housing. Before that, he was a Deputy Chief of Staff. And Kennedy Agyapong did what Kennedy Agyapong does. He raked up all the dirt in the hope that this would result in his brother being selected over Francis Asenso Boakye in Bantama. In the end, Asenso Boakye wiped the floor with Raphael Agyapong. 650 votes, 78.22%, to Raphael's 181 votes, making 21.78% of the final valid votes counted. I mean, Dr. Asante, what are the lessons here, if you will, for those who expected this to turn out differently?
The lessons here is that you don't talk too much, but you have to walk the talk and make sure that you put your house in order. You have a strategy that will be able to combat anything that has been put in your way. And then you need effective message that will resonate with the people, dealing with their problems and the rest of them. It's a whole lot. But if you look at what turned out, you can understand that Mr. Asenso Boakye is very strong in that constituency. And he being a minister, I'm sure he has also leveraged on that to build a lot of support in that area. And he has also demonstrated that he is in tune with the people, their interests, and whatever is necessary to lift up the game of that constituency. And that is why you see, by and large, he had that massive support that won him the day.
Now, Bantama is central. It's symbolic. Winston, you kind of saw this coming. But what does this mean in the in the grand scheme of things, going into the 2024 election? How does this draw out the battle lines between Kennedy Agyapong and his own party?
Well, I'm going to answer that question, but I'll just add something to what Dr. Asante said. Presidential elections are different from parliamentary elections. And that's one thing Kennedy Agyapong didn't realize, or his team didn't realize, and even his brother, Raphael Agyapong, didn't realize. If you are contesting a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, whom you believed was being sponsored by the system, which had become very unpopular in the eyes of your party members, anything you throw at him, they will believe it. So when you say, oh, they are not taking care of you, and then they want to, push somebody just to come and represent their interest, why must you take it? Yeah, they'll buy into it. You get a point, coach. They don't buy into it. They say, oh, yes, and I have been there for the party, and then I bought cars for the party, I did this for the party. But once you get into the local politics, so let's look at the local politics. In Bantama, is Kennedy Agyapong as relevant as Asenso Boakye? That's the first question you ask yourself. He's not. Okay? What is it that Kennedy Agyapong has done in Bantama compared to Asenso Boakye? even his brother, who may have done a lot of things, but does it compare to what Asenso Boakye has also done? And what is it that, and this is the point, once you go out there and you start talking, you start saying, oh, if you don't vote for me, if you don't vote for my brother, I will expose the party will dare you to expose them. And the party will teach you a lesson by saying, we've had enough of you. And that's why for me, I always knew that Raphael Japan was not going to win this election. I tell you what, if Kennedy Japan had not gotten involved in this election, we'd be singing a different song today.
Oh, you think he would have won if his brother
We would
hadn't...
have been singing a different song today.
Wow.
Because look, why? Nobody, and why? The president went to Bantama and said, Asenso Yameba. And if the president goes to Bantama, you don't think that other people would, secretly be also going to Bantama to go and campaign for Asenso Boakye? If Kennedy had not done what he did, he would not have drawn attention to, Bantama. And people would not have gone in there to support Asenso Boakye the way he was supported. Look at what happened. On the day of the election, Raphael Japan alleges camping. He reports to the constituency chairman. And the first thing the constituency chairman says, oh, no, it's not true. I mean, Asenso was going to church and he asked delegates to join him, and they joined him. When he came to the voting grounds, he got in there, then a bus came full of delegates. The delegates were then ushered in to go and vote. Once they vote, they go and shake hands with Asenso Boakye. Now, this is politics. You cannot fight a system as an individual in one constituency and expect to win. It's very difficult sometimes to do that. And Kennedy Japan, based on this, how he surprised all of us in the presidential elections, the party was always going to cut him to size. And that's what just happened to him. So this is it. The campaign strategy in the presidential elections was different because you're not contesting Bawumia. Okay, you're not contesting Bawumia or Hamina Akufo-Addo candidate. You're contesting a man who's loved in Bantama, a man who had contested in 2011 and lost to Kokofu. Okay, a man who supported Ochima Boakye to beat Kokofu in 2015, and a man who himself unseated Ochima Boakye in 2020. A man who founded TESCON. That's what one of the things people don't know. Asenso Boakye founded TESCON, so he's not a small person within the party. And if he has become even unpopular within his party, that is within his constituency, that is not how you get him out. You don't get him out by threatening your party. Your party will cut you to size.
I wonder, I mean, what does this mean? So my question was about Kennedy Japan's standing in the party going forward.
Look, this is what is going to happen. Based on Kennedy Japan, many have a thinking he could be the next in line. But politics is not always that simple. That, you're the next in line and that's the end of it. It's not always that simple. So Kennedy Japan now has to rethink his strategy. He cannot continue threatening his own party and expect to be continuously relevant. At a point, people will become fed up. Now, this is a party that is seeking to break the eight. The party doesn't want people like Kennedy Japan consistently talking about the ills of the party in public. And so he has an opportunity to change his style or become irrelevant in his party. And the party can reduce him to a very irrelevant person in this party if he wants that to happen. So in that case, the party would actually create another millionaire who would support the party in elections. So it would no longer be Kennedy Japan saying, no, me talk my party, me talk my party, me tomotos, no, me call conference, me call my t-shirts. No. Others will do that. And once they do that, your only claim to fame is now lost. So what is your sense of relevance in the party? It's a choice he has to make. If he wants to be relevant, he has to change his strategy. He has to go on the grounds and begin campaigning as he's been doing. But this time around, yes, be the voice of the voiceless without insulting your own party.
Now, there were other big upsets. Dr. Gideon Boakye obviously toppling Dr. Frida Prempeh with a shocking gap as well. 444 votes for Dr. Gideon Boakye in Tano North. That was a 66.77% of the vote, with Frida Prempeh only managing 221 votes. That's 33.23%. Now, I say this to put in context the bigger picture of the number of incumbents that were retired across board. And the numbers are surprising. 28,
yes,
were retired by the delegates. Dr. Asasante, I wonder whether there is a bigger, this is a harbinger of some bigger message, that Ghanaians as a whole are going to send to politicians. These guys, walked in with the complete belief that they were going to win. In the Asante region, 8 of them were unseated. 8 incumbents were unseated. In the Greater Accra region, 6 were unseated. These are shockingly large numbers for these regions. What's the big underlying message that you think is being sent here? Do we have Dr. Asasante on the line? I think we may have.
Hello,
yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes. I'm saying that if you look at Asante region, the fact that they've dropped some of the incumbents, it doesn't mean that much that during election they are going to lose out in those areas. That's I'm talking about the NPP. No. But the issue is that those people they dropped, in the eyes of the electorate, they are non-performing, and that they believe that they must be dropped in order to give way to those with energy and the drive to champion their interests in Parliament for them. That said, if we look at Greater Accra, that can be a big signal for things to expect, because you are talking about a constituency unlike Asante, which is traditionally for NPP. For Greater Accra, it's a swing region. So when you have said development, anything can happen, and that can change the dynamics. So it should be an early warning for the NPP if they really, want to maintain their hold in that area to do a lot of work. Because if you look at Southern Ghana, the feeling towards the party in terms of their performance is not that good enough. So they need to up their game and make sure that whatever they've lost in terms of support, they'll be able to regain. That means that the promises they've given to the people, they must honor them. You have to make sure that the economy is sound so that it doesn't threaten the livelihoods of people. And above all, they want to make sure that the large army of youth who are walking the streets of Accra and this region are taken care of. Otherwise, they will gang up during election and then decide their fate in a negative manner.
Yeah. So Isaac Siama was booted out of Parliament in Echuma-Mponua. Emmanuel Enwere lost for Echuma Kwabeja South. Akwesi Daku Boateng lost for Busumi Freho. Ama Boateng was out in Jabin. George Obing Techi lost in Manso Nkwanta. Emmanuel Jemfi was kicked out of Odotubri. In Tim, Augustine Collins lost in Offenso North, and Eugene Boachintwi is out for Subin. In the Greater Accra region, we've got Adjasafo, of course, kicked out of the seat in Dome Kwabenya. Sheila Battels lost in Ablekuma North. Kwesi Ose Frifa Mensa lost in Amasaman. Eve Hansen Norte couldn't make it for Tema Central. Moses Enim lost in Trobu, and Tina Mensa is no longer going to be in the seat for Weja Bawe.
And I think Adanyaso Tumkisi also lost
That's right.
his seat as well. But, this is to be expected. The numbers, you may say, well, and 28 of them, but certainly there's some of the members who should have known. And look, if you look at the case of Frida Prempe, for instance, you ask the question, was she interested in contesting right from the beginning? Like Joe also said on the set, said on Joy News on Saturday evening when he joined us. If you are unsure of contesting, and you don't play a role in the polling station elections, don't come. So if you're unsure, and you're told, oh, go and contest, and you say, because of that, I'm going to contest, you will lose. because people would have actually influenced the delegate list already. And you saw Kofi Ofosun Kansa saying that the album is a family and friends album, but he accepted to contest on that with that album, so he accepts the consequence. The thing for me is this. Going forward, the NPP would have to take a second look at the compilation of its album. Because a lot of the challenges and the problems start from the compilation of the delegates album. Which, well, the truth is that sometimes a lot of things would happen in there. And so you would have the Member of Parliament in most instances leading the compilation of that. And that actually is most of the time in their favor. But sometimes people are able to influence even that. Once you can have a Member of Parliament, but still they would influence it and then unseat you. But it's actually a signal to all the politicians, all the Members of Parliament, that it's not a done deal yet. Of course, in a lot of the safe seats, this could be done deal. But for areas that swing, you must note that the people are monitoring you, they're watching the things you do, and will pay you back at the right time.
Yeah. Listen, when we come back here on the Super Morning Show, Dr. Asa Asante and Winston help us understand the intricacies of how the party succeeded or failed in managing the monetization of these elections. After these.
Attention aspiring minds and future leaders. Get ready for the University Challenge. 10 universities, 10 diverse topics, and a chance to win 1 million Ghana cedis. Each university presents a unique project pushing the boundaries of creativity and knowledge. This televised competition celebrates intellect, teamwork, and the power to transform ideas into reality. The future of innovation and the chance to witness brilliant young minds showcasing their skills, teamwork, and ability to turn dreams into tangible solutions to solve real-world problems. Stay tuned for more details and get ready to be inspired. For more details, visit newafricafoundation.org or call 0532 383 737.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana right here in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2024 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us on +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Hey, Opayin! What is this I'm hearing about some economic census?
Yes, the Ghana Statistical Service is conducting a nationwide census of all businesses called the Integrated Business Establishment Survey, popularly known as IBES.
A census of businesses? What is that for?
Well, for businesses to grow, they will need data on all business activities for decision making to enhance their profitability.
Hey! So does it mean my top bar is part of this exercise?
Of course it is. All businesses, whether for profit or non-profit, are included.
Okay, but won't my personal information be disclosed?
Not at all. Data collected will be kept confidential and used solely for statistical purposes, so your individual information is well protected.
Really? So when is it starting and how can I help?
This exercise will begin in January 2024. Help by giving the right information to the field staff who will be visiting your business.
Remember,
support GSS to provide you with the right data for your business growth and national development. 2024 IBES, data for prudent business decisions.
National Health Insurance.
Great news! The National Health Insurance Scheme (NHIS) has waived the waiting period for all members aged 70 years and above. All 70 years and above are also exempted from paying a premium. Enrollment and renewal are absolutely free on the NHIS. Members who are 70 years and above can automatically access healthcare when they newly register with the NHIS or renew their membership annually. You are no longer required to serve the 1 2-month waiting period for late renewals. Dad, mom, grandpa, and grandma, let your old age be filled with good health and access instant healthcare at zero cost on the NHIS today. Download the My NHIS mobile app to register with your Ghana card or visit the nearest NHIS office. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to quality healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency USAID.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That'll be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
This is how we do it right here on the Super Morning Show. It's your election headquarters in an election year, so no doubt this is the best place to hear the absolute latest on everything that is going down in the political scape. And of course, over the weekend, the NPP chose most of their parliamentary candidates in a very dramatic and interesting conference. Of course, we're assessing it with Dr. Kwame Asante, who is senior lecturer and political scientist at the University of Ghana. Winston, of course, who is the deputy head of our political desk, joins us with analysis as well. We're continuing in just a moment. First, don't forget to keep your text messages coming through. We're going to read a bunch of them shortly. Text messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by GCB Bank PLC, GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality.
So make that big move with a GCB personal loan. GCB, your biggest and largest bank in Ghana, is offering GCB salaried account holders personal loans in less than 24 hours to fund your next big move. With GCB's Big Move personal loan promo, you can access up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate with a 2-month repayment grace period to meet your urgent financial obligations with a smile. It is time to make that big move, be it educational fee payment, buying a car, or building your dream home. GCB makes these dreams a reality and life easier for its customers. So let GCB lend you the needed support to make that big move to take care of those urgent personal needs. Visit any GCB branch or call 0800-422-422 for further inquiries. Terms and conditions apply. GCB, your bank for life.
All right. Okay, let's get back to it. Now, one of the things that characterized this weekend's activity was the truly disturbing commentary about the monetization of this voting process. I mean, it's something we're going to spend a bit more time on in the coming days because it is a clear and present danger in our politics. But just for today, I'm interested in how the NPP as a party is managing this situation. Dr. Asante, this thing started some time ago. Just last year, in the Super Delegates Conference, we heard complaints about excessive monetization. We heard Hobson Adoye, who was campaigning for Alan Chermanting at the time, complaining that he and his team had paid the money to the delegates, but other candidates had paid more. That was his complaint. We saw delegates complaining that if money is not given them, they will not vote. We saw delegates counting money live on television. And there is no lack of evidence that this thing was happening. But the party took no action. They said they were waiting for someone to make a petition. So they waited. Nothing happened. And we now had the conference over the weekend where, surprise, surprise, a winning candidate was complaining about the over-monetization of it, saying that it made it unattractive for people like him to run again, and that if the party didn't deal with this over-monetization, some of them would never stand again. It is now becoming a part of the identity of these political parties.
You provide evidence, worked on them, but also what? Acquiesce to this, excuse my language, this nonsense, and it's happening, right? Once you introduce money, they have shortchanged you because message that you expect them to give you in terms of your needs, in terms of your interests, all will be shoved under the carpet, and that whoever can pay more will carry the day. If we continue on this trajectory, I'm afraid this democracy is going to suffer a lot of setbacks. You will have people that you have voted for, but they will go to parliament, do what they want, or they will have power, they do what they want, and anytime you want to show them exit, they will bring money and cool the people down. Is that the democracy that we are fighting and we are trying to maintain since 1992? Obviously, the answer is no. So we have to continue that advocacy, but telling people that anybody who comes to serve you, politicians are servants, and I can understand how you allow a servant who wants to serve you to bribe you in order to serve you. If we understand it from this perspective, we can make a lot of sense out of that. Anybody who brings anything to you in terms of what resources, in terms of money, whatever, to influence you, that person is not ready to serve the society. These are people who must chase them out of the political system.
But I wonder, is it not in the interest of the political parties themselves to actually check this? Are they not the ultimate losers if money becomes the controlling factor in every single election?
We will continue to play ostrich. Political parties will continue to play ostrich until the thing hit them hard. You remember when people were talking about party macho men, vigilantes and all that, and nobody was interested in dealing with it until they saw the reality. You saw the president running to parliament with a bill in his hand just to get it passed, while he has put up a team that they should look at it and discuss. So that is the same trajectory we are using now. If we don't take care and we allow this thing to, it will bite us heavily. That is the day that all of us will realize that we need to fix this problem once and for all. Because I don't get it. If you really want to serve the people, and instead of what, explaining your programs, your policies, what you have in mind for them to also accept or reject, then go on the route of what, using money to influence them. If that is the way, then election will not be anything difficult at all. But these things are things that the political actors in all the parties, they are not ready to deal with this. They hide behind all manner of excuses. They will tell you, oh, we are giving transport. And you see, some will give more. And that is where the pain comes in. And I ask myself, why are you in pain? If it is wrong, it is wrong. It doesn't matter the amount of money you give out as transport. You want to give 10 cities as transport. Somebody gives 100. Why are you complaining? He is capable of giving 100. Somebody wants to even give Land Cruiser to cure the problem of transport forever. And you are complaining. Don't start something that you cannot maintain. But we as a society, we have acquiesced. And we allow them. So they realize that that's the easiest way to go. That is why you will see most of the constituencies now, they are up in arms. Looking for one thing or another, demanding their fair share of the national cake. That is how governance ought to be structured. That they come and then serve us and provide our needs and the rest of them. If they bring money, then I can tell you that any human being who has money can also, contest for election and decide to serve society. Is that the case?
That's a poignant question. Now, I think we can quickly, first of all, get an update on the only outstanding constituency in terms of the declaration of results, and that's Yendi, where there were reports of some disturbances. Henry Nana Boakye, of course, is the national organizer of the NPP. He joins us over the phone. Mr. Boakye, what a pleasure. Good morning to you.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Yes, a very busy weekend for you and your team, no doubt.
Very busy, very, very busy.
But Yendi remains outstanding. What on earth went down there?
I will be able to speak on Yendi matter because what we have requested is a report from, of course, the Electoral Commission. They had exclusive responsibility over the conduct of the elections, and also our regional rep and then the national rep as well. So we are waiting for this report. They are supposed to come in this morning, and then the leadership will sit on this particular matter, and then we would put our decision out.
Right.
But as it stands now, I'll be unable to comment on that matter without assessing these reports.
Right. Okay, I mean, more on the results in a moment, but also, as you know, the City FM is reporting that one of their journalists was assaulted by no one less than one of the candidates, Aliu Mahama. Has the party received this report, and how are you dealing with it?
Officially, in fact, it's the first time I'm hearing this. And if that is so, it's regrettable. And then we will take the appropriate measures. But then, from all the reports I've gotten, I've not gotten this report that a journalist was manhandled by an aspirant. I've not heard it. But this is very good information. That is why we work effectively, and then we'll collaborate with you. I would write from this interview. We'll find out what exactly happened, and I think the party leadership, because we will not countenance any such conduct where journalists will be manhandled, will be assaulted, because we were we tried our best to have an incident-free elections, and journalists, you are part of this whole exercise. You reported effectively on these matters, so it will not be in our interest for us to look on whilst a journalist is being assaulted. We are not going to do that.
But that's interesting. I mean, can you confirm for us that it's 48 hours after this incident was reported by City FM, that there has been no official mention of this to the executives of the NPP? You have not heard of this until this morning?
I've not. You see, I was assigned to Ashanti region. Ashanti region is very huge. And even the whole of yesterday to also receiving reports from Ashanti region. So, to be sincere, I've not heard it. But as I said, it is very good that I'm hearing from you, and I'm going to follow up afterwards.
Okay, now, Mr. Boakye, let's get back to the Yendi. You've talked about something. I just want a bit of clarification. You say the Electoral Commission had the exclusive responsibility of conducting this election, right?
Exactly.
And the Electoral Commission?
Yes, the official result, because the Electoral Commission will start the process at 7 a.m., will go through the entire process, they will do the counting, and then they will put the results out.
So where the Electoral Commission doesn't declare the results, are the results valid?
Where they don't put out the result without any explanation at all.
Where the Electoral Commission doesn't declare or put out the results, would anybody putting out the results make the results valid?
It would depend on the situation. That is why I'm saying for the Yendi matter, we are not seized with the full fact. We have requested for the report from the Electoral Commission, from our regional rep and from our national rep. So it will depend on the scenario. It will depend because there have been instances where I have witnessed you get the Electoral Commission up to, I remember, a clear instance would be the Kumawu by-elections, where the Electoral Commission supervised the primaries. The Electoral Commission declared the results, and then we also came in and then outdoored and declared the winner as well as our candidate.
Yes,
right. So that is why I'm saying that unless I am seized with the full facts, it will be difficult for me to, especially when you are talking about Yendi. So you've asked some specific questions.
Where
these questions?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yes, these questions and responses from me, one way or the other, can affect the matter, especially when we are waiting the reports from these personalities.
So, okay, so just finally on this, where the Electoral Commission has exclusivity, wouldn't anything done outside the Electoral Commission be null and void?
No, that's what I'm saying. It still depends on the scenario, because I've given you a clear instance.
They have exclusivity.
Unless it depends on the particular activity taken by the Electoral Commission and then a particular activity not undertaken by the Electoral Commission. Right.
Okay, well.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mr. Wache, we're also talking about, yet again, instances and reports of monetization during these elections. Delegates being accused of being too money conscious, winning candidates complaining that it costs them too much to win, and they are no longer interested in running if the party doesn't do something about it. Now, this is not the first time. The Super Delegates Conference, you had Hobson Adoye declaring on national television that his team had bribed delegates, but other candidates, he believed, bribed them with more money. And that was his complaint. We saw delegates counting money on TV. We saw delegates claiming they will not vote until the money arrives from the candidates. We've seen all of these things happen. We've seen videos of delegates, candidates sharing rice and all other kinds of inducements during these elections. But the party hasn't sanctioned even one member for these things. Do you feel like this situation is slipping out of your control?
No, this situation is rather slipping out of the control of our democracy. And I do not want us to direct this matter to only the NPP. And I will not come on to your program and then pretend as if some of these things don't happen. Although if you're moving wrong, I didn't see any, but I will not pretend. But first of all, it is a general issue that must be addressed by all political parties. All political parties. Not only the New Patriotic Party.
So how is your party addressing it? As as national organizer, how is your party addressing it?
No, yes, we have clear, especially for the footages you are saying, it's out there and then people are saying that they've received money and all of that. Yes, for the party, you have to assess these videos, and then because we frown on monetization of any electoral process. But all that I'm trying to say is that we need to elevate the discussion.
But you haven't assessed these videos, Mr.
No,
Wache.
what I'm saying is that it is not only us. I will not pretend that it is not happening. But what I'm trying to say is that this canker and the cure, it is not an individual observation. It is supposed to be a national forum on this matter. And how possibly maybe we go about electing our candidates. It happens. When you went.
Oh, it would seem we've lost the connection to the NPP national organizer. We're going to work to reconnect with him so that we can get more on this. But we still have Dr. Kwame Asah-Asante. Winston is still with us here in the studio. Dr. Asah-Asante, I wonder how you react to what you heard Henry Nana Boakye saying about the monetization. He says we should call for a national forum.
Hello?
Yes, Dr. Asah-Asante, can you hear me? Do we have Nana B back on the line?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic! Thank goodness. I think we lost the signal there. So you were talking about the need for a national forum.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that, political parties form a major component of our democracy. And when we're covering the NDC's internal elections, you reported similar instances where people were giving money. I recall during the NDC where delegates were saying that they were giving some money to be given to them from their flag bearer and never got to them, and they were angry, they were not going to vote. There were footages. Right? You go to CPP, although it's a smaller party, they've been accusing people of misappropriating funds, and then they receiving some monies from people, and then all of that. So what I am saying is that we need to elevate the discussion beyond individual political parties. And then it must be a national conversation. How do we demonetize our democracy? And for me, that is so, because we will have this discussion, we finished. And for me, but for one or two instances as a national organizer, this is the best organized internal primaries we've had. Now, in our history as a new protested party, it's been so peaceful. It's very, very tension-free, and then all of that. But yes, the discussion was brought up, a very interesting discussion. And I think that all of us must be interested in how we bring down some of these negative issues regarding our democracy.
So, to clarify, are you saying, as national organizer of the NPP, that you will wait for someone to call a national forum before you penalize those?
No. Earlier on, you recall that I mentioned that the footage is around. We are going to deal with it as a party.
And I said you haven't done that because the super
and I'm saying you are going to do it, and you are saying you haven't done that. So wait until you do something about it.
Right.
I'm saying we are going to do something. You haven't done that.
So what's
but
the
we
delay?
Just finished the elections last Saturday.
No, I'm talking about the reports that came even before the elections. You know, during the Super Delegates Conference, Hobson Adoye was actually admitting on TV that his team had bribed delegates and that others bribed them even more. We saw videos of delegates counting money. We saw one of your candidates,
Hobson Adoye is no more part of the party, so I do not wish to comment on that particular matter. He decided to, part ways with the party. So that example for me is not appropriate.
Right. So you don't think it was worth looking into? That some delegates
it was not appropriate because, if you call him, you are calling him as a member of the party. If you call him before the disciplinary committee to explain,
okay,
you are calling him in what capacity?
Okay. What about the other videos of delegates counting money?
And that is what I'm saying, that we are going to look into it. We just finished the elections. Today is Monday. We are going to look into it.
These are long-standing things. They happen during the delegates conference for the presidential candidates, not even the parliamentary.
No, that is what I'm saying. For the president candidate, you've mentioned one person who made these remarks on TV.
Mr.
And I'm telling you that in what capacity are you going to go to the person when the person is no longer a member of the party?
Mr. Boache, that's not the only example I mentioned from the presidential. I also talked about videos of delegates counting money. Delegates declaring that they will not vote.
Unfortunately, I have not seen the videos.
They will not vote.
The delegates counting money is in connection to the recently held primaries. I have not heard the presidential primaries where people were counting money on TV. I have not.
It was live on Joy News. If you would like us to furnish
kindly
you
send me
with
the footage
videos,
after
our
interview.
But you're saying you were not aware of this.
I'm not aware of it.
I see. Okay. Well, we did have Peter McMenu on our panel at the time this was shown on TV. He commented on it. He said he expected the party to deal with it. But you're saying that the party is not aware.
No, I've not seen it. So send me the footages you have after our interview, and then we'll look into it.
All right. Well, thank you for the update. Obviously, we're still waiting to find out what happens in Yendi, and we hope you keep us in the loop. That is Henry Nana Boache. He's the national organizer of the NPP. Dr. Asante, your quick thoughts on this before we wrap things up. Oh, it would seem we don't have Dr. Asante on the line. Well, we thank him though for his time. He is of course a senior lecturer and political scientist at the University of Ghana. Let's take some messages. We'll be back after these.
You no longer need to travel far to access your funds sent from abroad or conduct local transfers. With a network of 147 rural and community banks, RCBs, and more than 800 locations across the country, ARB Apex Bank and the RCBs boast of the largest bank branch network in the country for all money transfer services.
Whether you are receiving funds from abroad or conducting local transfers, ARB Apex Bank and rural and community banks provide you with the convenience through various trusted money transfer services such as Western Union, Ria Money, Unity Link, Apex Link, and Ghana Pay. Visit us today to access a wide range of banking and money transfer services. ARB Apex Bank and rural community banks, together for progress.
What's so tasty, creamy, crunchy, makes you happy when it's near? Munchie, munchie, oh munchie, shortcake biscuit.
Enjoy the unbeatable taste of Munchie Milk Shortcake biscuits, serving you original milky richness for 20 years. Munchie, a rich ankasa. This advert is FDA approved.
There is something that drives you. The very thought of it fuels you. And even when the road gets rocky, you keep going, just to get the results that matter. It could be about you. It could be the lives you touch. It could be about someone special or something dear to your heart. Such results leave a sweet lingering smile, a sense of fulfillment. That's why you work till late, yet rise with the sun. Yes, your drive knows no limit. Do it with Stanbic Bank, where we spur you on to get the results that matter.
Daddy, bonjour, and how are you?
I'm great, my dear.
Did you know that Canada has 2 official languages, English and French?
Oh, really?
Oui, oui. Daddy, did you know that more than half of all the lakes in the world are located in Canada?
I see.
Daddy, did you know that...
Wait. Why all this sudden interest in Canada?
Because Baby Cubs is giving a free trip to Canada to the winner of the inter-school reading competition, and I intend to win.
Interesting.
If you are between the ages of 6 and 14, you can join the Baby Cubs inter-school reading quiz to stand a chance of winning the grand prize of a free trip to Canada, cash, and other amazing prizes for yourself and your school. Visit pebbycubs.com/quiz to register. Registration is ongoing till the 31st of January 2024. This quiz is an official program of UNESCO Accra World Book Capital.
Hey, Abena, did you know that in Canada, I can't go.
Attention aspiring minds and future leaders. Get ready for the University Challenge. 10 universities, 10 diverse topics, and a chance to win 1 million Ghana cedis. Each university presents a unique project pushing the boundaries of creativity and knowledge. This televised competition celebrates intellect, teamwork, and the power to transform ideas into reality. The future of innovation and the chance to witness brilliant young minds showcasing their skills, teamwork, and ability to turn dreams into tangible solutions to solve real-world problems. Stay tuned for more details and get ready to be inspired. For more details, visit newafricafoundation.org or call 0532-383-737.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Right, welcome back. It's the Super Morning Show. And, fascinating conversation. It was very interesting to hear the update from Nana Boakye. And I, of course, I saw his hesitant response to your question about who can declare results.
The party says the Electoral Commission. So, what happened? Of course, we've seen parties, but so it means that this declaration probably null and void. Well, we're monitoring and we'll see what would happen. But you see, Kojo, you asked a question about monetization. And I remember having a conversation with Dr. Edward Mahama years ago. And he talked about how this could kill our democracy. You see, political parties pretend things are not happening when those things don't hit them. Now, in the past, it didn't hit when all these parties had, only polling station chairman voting. So at the time, what was really necessary was for you to become a polling station chairman. And then you go and vote. And so they go around, vote, and they were making a lot of money. They could be bought. So the political parties felt it was necessary then to say, okay, don't just reduce it. So in areas, and I remember in the old Mpawa size, they had 149 polling stations at the time. So you had 149, 150 people voting. So if you had money, you could just give it to them, and that was the end of it. Today, that constituency has about 1,000 people. But this is what it did. It did not stop it, but it increased how much was spent. The feeling was that it was going to stop it. When it was first implemented, there were a lot of casualties, and the feeling was that, we told you that these people were unpopular on the ground, so they couldn't pay. But then eventually people started realizing, okay, so others were influencing the system. And when it started initially, it wasn't, at the time you probably would, to even pay 200 cedis was a lot of money. So it was 150. Today, it is increased to thousands of Ghana cedis. Some pay as huge as 10,000 Ghana cedis per delegate.
Imagine.
Some pay 5,000. One of the constituencies, I saw people who went home. 5,000, 1,000, that's 11,000. They went with tabletop fridges, they went with pieces of cloth and others. And they look forward to those days. They looked forward to Saturday because they knew they were going to make a lot of money.
Cool season.
All their life, they look forward to that day when there's election. And you see, this is the point. If it is not checked today, someday you would have someone engage in an illegality, becoming not just member of parliament, but president of this country.
Indeed.
Why? Because look, if you have money and CDD has done the research, you have over $100 million, you can contest an election in this country. A presidential elections. And this is the other point. Look, imagine somebody having, say, who's about $1 billion rich in this country, through even corrupt means, through money laundering, whatever, and decides to become president of the country and allocates $500 million to that, he would win.
Of course. Then he will come in and reap back his benefits.
The other challenge with this, what we are pretending we are not aware of, is the fact that over time, when people pay their way into parliament, what business do they have helping you, their constituents, when they become members of parliament or when they become ministers? You're expecting him to actually be your representative by advocating the challenges that you have, advocating the solution to the challenges that you have. But he's not going to do that. Because he paid you before he got into parliament.
He's giving you your share.
So all he thinks about is that I paid you. Once I paid you, that should be the end of it. And so, look, we can pretend, but this is actually the reality. We're killing our democracy slowly, and that if we do not check this immediately, I've seen one of my friends sending me a message. He sends me a message, and I'll just read the message without mentioning his name. He says, how many event organizers organize programs without providing drinks and food, and in some cases giving T&T to participants? Maybe we can do something about the excesses. First of all, why are the political parties, not the ones, and they provide, the political parties actually provide. It is the reason candidates pay to file. It's the reason political parties collect dues. So you're collecting dues, candidates are paid filing fees, so you would be able to use these funds to organize elections. How do you turn around and then come back and say, we still must give them T&T? No. It is the party's responsibility. It is the party's response. So all of a sudden we are creating a democracy where people go into office. Instead of serving, they lord over you, because now they get in there and they're looking for the next. So today, why? That man who paid 10,000 per delegate, if the delegates are 500 in his constituency, he spent 5 million Ghana cedis. If a member of parliament's salary, let me even say, his salary, is 50,000. It is not 50,000 anyway. Even if the MP salary is 50,000, and the MP 4 years, that amounts to 2.4 million. So where is he going to get the rest of the money from? What is it in Parliament that he's paying so much just to get to Parliament? And how much does he make in return?
Indeed. What is it that he's investing in?
What is it? So you now understand why a lot of people would want to become members of Parliament, and then once they become members of Parliament, they want to be ministers. And once they become ministers, all they're looking at is the next available contract and how they can inflate the contract and get some money. You see, if we don't check this, we will come back again during the next cycle of elections, complain, and people will be fleecing their state because they need money to go and contest the next election. That would be our problem.
Kay has sent me something that's really making me think. He says, our democracy has been going through phases. 1, mild competence. That's phase 1. Phase 2, identity politics, lineage and tribe. Phase 3, patronage and cult heroism. Phase 4, party allegiance. And phase 5, plutocracy. Maybe able boko. Not encouraging. Some tweets?
Yes, let's start off with some of the text messages. Says, good morning, SMS team. I'm Jennifer from Domkwabenya constituency. I'm happy the delegates made a good choice by voting out Adjo Asafo. Ghanaians are beginning to grow wiser so far as development and respect is concerned. She showed so much disrespect to the constituents and the NPP party as a whole. Hope this will humble her and teach her a lesson. Kofi Boakye says, Winston, Ken needed his brother to build an empire in Kumasi for his political fortunes. Strategy went bad and he needs to reorganize. Sponsoring his brother was for his personal gain. I mean, strategy went bad big time, very honest with you. It went real bad. You know, he didn't get it right. And Dennis _ says, since Adjo Asafo lost, we are okay with the rest. No, I mean, I told you of how, you know, a lot of people were excited just because Adjo Asafo had lost. Adnyavo X says the NPP can even select Jesus and Joe Michael and Gabriel. What is written, it won't work. At K _ Eduama says they elected the right men, they will win a lot of seats. And at Samuel Zando says NPP shouldn't have stressed with the primaries because the party itself won't be selected. And at Papi Solo Says the MPs are complaining to many people, yet party leaders pretend this is a perception. I refuse to congratulate them because their so-called victories were bought. Okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for all of your messages. We appreciate them. Let's take some messages from our partners and sponsors. We're back after these.
Baba go aso, Baba go, Walusu, Malusi, you want to see election? Honorable, worry. Honorable one, worry. Nagas honorable fan of Kachi, Miss Worry. Worry. Ade, worry. Who knew enemy? Oh, funny me. Yamashin. Semajina Bana Maria. Aha, if I obey. Oh, Sikane Usika. Sika. Aha, one day, minister, and a president of Maniano, you will say. Send like go to me no one. I can go for the wee, go to me, and Bruno.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Intuitive navigation. Navigate through an array of revamped categories that cater to all interests. Join the conversation with our interactive comments section. Get live TV,
confidence of the football
radio,
they can actually borrow,
and podcast of your favorite TV and radio shows on Joy and Adom platforms. Powerful search. Find any story with ease with a simple click. Access precisely what you're looking for. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
GoTV is stepping up your entertainment from the 15th of January at no extra cost to you. If you are on GoTV Value, upgrade to GoTV Plus to watch GoTV Max. Already on GoTV Plus? Upgrade to GoTV Max to enjoy GoTV Super. And if you are on GoTV Max, upgrade to GoTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GoTV Super Plus. Don't wait. Step up your entertainment today. It's on us. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
You don't want to see election?
wrapping things up here on the Super Morning Show this Monday morning. And let me remind you that GCB Bank PLC would like you to know that you must not pay any attention to any message or phone call claiming to come from GCB Bank PLC asking you to link your Ghana card to your bank account or to provide your card or account details. GCB will never send you a message or make a call to you requesting your account or card details. When in doubt, call 0800 422 422. You can chat with them on WhatsApp via 0202 422 422 or just go to the nearest GCB branch. GCB, your bank for life.
And what if I told you that 10 Ghana cedis can get you free concert tickets and shopping vouchers worth up to 500 Ghana cedis to shop at Melcom or get some buckets of juicy chicken at KFC every week? Here's what to do. Stake 10 Ghana cedis or more in the game pack. Pick 1 or pick 4 lottery to be entered into a weekly Saturday raffle for a chance to win. Now, regardless of the outcome of your stake, you can still win a voucher for yourself. Vouchers are limited, so play more to increase your chances. And remember to watch the Saturday promo draw on Adom TV at 6 p.m. Dial star 946 hash or visit gamepackgames.com to play now. Terms and conditions apply. Game Pack Games, more moolah, more power.
All right, don't forget to go to kingdomstoreonline.com. Go on your break this morning and just check out the great stuff they have. Quality office essentials, equipment, furniture, stationery, all of it available to you to pay for via Momo across all networks and just get delivered to your home or office. If you're in Accra or Tema, it's free delivery. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. All right, well, I think it's time for us to say goodbye and leave you in the hands of our tame, anonymous DJ Wobete.
Yes, Koji, but before we go, we have a very important conversation tomorrow.
Yes.
You've heard from the national organizer of the NPP saying that, something that all of us must help in solving. We'll start the conversation here on the Super Morning Show.
Indeed, he says we should have a national conversation about vote buying. All right. Let's do that tomorrow. Yes, the monocratization of our politics. Vote buying tomorrow on the Super Morning Show. Make sure you're a part of that conversation because you know what? The future of our democracy is at stake. Think about it. We're back tomorrow with all of that and more. My name is